Hello everyone. What are you frowning for, name? Turn that frown upside down. We're having a great topic today, a great topic. Hello name, hello episode Grey, hello Quantum, hello Ash. Let's see, oh, Quantum is here. Can't forget Quantum Steady. Where are ya? Where are ya? There you are. Where is it? Why is the teddy not appearing? There it is. There we go. Turn that phone upside down, name. So, in case some of you don't know, dear old Doodletones, Medicare covered them like a few years ago about some diaper fetish they had. And you know, I like to see people talk about themselves. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So, let's see, for the first impression, Doodletones addressing the diaper accusations. Just to get an insight, then we will have Doodles explain to us what the SAC is. And then her last video after the FC key leaks came out. And I will have an accusation to make. But this will come after this. First, let's learn about Doodles. I turned it upside down. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Hello, Chris. Hello, Lev and Cloudy. And random web user. I didn't miss you. Good, good, good.
Saying that I was a bad person for empathetically.
So here we have Doodles now addressing the diaper accusations.
This video contains some triggering topics. Viewer discretion is advised. You got what you asked for. So far this year, not only have I been dealing with excessive cleanup from years prior in
the cleanup
SEC, but it looks like once again I'm going to have to deal with excessive cleanup on my end because no one fucking understands anything and still wants to hold shit over my head from nearly a
shit. Literally.
decade ago. So the inspiration for this particular iteration of me addressing the things that refused to let me go was Madlib's art, an ex-art commentator who decided to go salted earth when she didn't need to.
Oh, Madlibs! Oh, it is even about the FCK. Yes, I was in the FCK server. A lot of terrible things happened in there. I should have stood up and said something, but I didn't. What a running thing in there. And that's my fault. I left the server and stopped talking to anyone involved in it for years ago, because everything in it didn't sit right with me. Even when everyone tried to tell me it was fine. I should have said something about it, but I didn't. I stayed on extremely distant but decent terms with everyone as well, if they ever messaged me afterwards, but I shouldn't have. I was afraid that if I said anything or didn't play nice, that everyone thought we were friends. Some with platforms bigger than mine would turn on me and throw me under the bus the same way they did to anyone else who disagreed with them. Weirdly enough, it wasn't a problem when you went against Akumu. That should have been my first clue to get out. This does not excuse anything, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry to the minors in that server that were exposed to so much and harassed some members. I'm sorry I stayed quiet. So Madlibs threw Doodletones under the bus? Crazy. Okay, wait, I see enough of you people are here. I thought it would take a bit longer. Guys, I want you to think about something. I have something I need to show. I have an accusation to make. I found Doodletones' toy house where you can put character. Katie is a character of hers. Do you see any resemblance to someone? To someone? Do you see it? I will make the accusation. Bucket of crabs. Stole Doodles. OC. Serious accusation. Very serious. I call it. I'm not sorry. Okay, just a little.
On Twitter, February...
I pled the fifth. Yeah, cop, this won't go. I accuse the Beckett of the Crabs of stealing Doodle's OC. I did. Will he address the accusations? Or will he run?
23rd, 2024. In this thread, she very...
I couldn't help it. I couldn't unsee it, so now you have to suffer with me.
very out of nowhere, may I add, throws extra shade...
Oh, fuck you, Doodletones, for telling me you just had some diaper fetish stuff from 2014. When you liked sexual roleplay as a fucking 8-year-old in the past. Granted, I should have done my research. That one's on me too. I stare at the girl, gently picking her up. Doodletones. The girl can't be any physically older than 8. Wow, I simply say, absent-mindedly reaching out to her chest. She doesn't stop you from groping her. Ew. I hate it here.
On me, after already saying that I was a bad person for empathetically saying someone else could have merely forgotten a screenshot for a situation that they were involved in, for talking about things that people hold me to from so many years ago, specifically mentioning that I called it diaper shit from 2014. Not only is this part
Not the diaper shit.
unnecessary in a thread talking about a chat known as
I can't believe Beckett has done this.
the Fruitcake Club, since it had nothing to do with the particularly bad behavior within that chat, but it's also
I will never stop reading.
holding me to a particularly pedantic complaint about something that's still true. Madlibs' complaint is with me calling this stuff diaper shit that I did in 2014
Madlibs didn't say diaper shit. That's you. That's you.
that people still hold me to, but specifically brings up a particular RP that I did when I roleplayed as a childlike character in 2015
And I'm not Xavier. You wouldn't save me anyway, Chris.
as a way to call me dishonest. But I still did diaper-related fetish.
Oh. Time diapers. Think the age you want to be and you'll become it. However, you'll be a bedwetter. D-diapers. Diapers that never leak, never have an odor, and you never develop a rash wearing them. My contribution to the ABDL community. Crazy.
Shit in 2014 that people have taken issue with, so... you're really just doing Akumu's dirty work for him, and it shows. But in any case, I'm not here specifically to rag on Madlibs, or even Akumu. I'm certainly not happy
Or even Okumu. Not even Akumu. Can you imagine how crazy that is?
with either, but that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to compile the history of my involvement with weird fetishy stuff, specifically talk and address the role plays that I did back then, explain how I got there and why.
I can't believe Beckett stole their character. Her OC.
Probably once again condemn younger me for getting involved in an environment that could have put me in danger, and
Guys, I
put
was
that
in
shit out there
danger.
for the upteenth billionth time, because addressing this shit genuinely never ends and no one ever hears me address it. And I have
Don't worry, Doodles. I will hear ya. I will hear ya.
addressed all of this shit in the past.
Hello, K-Hack. K-Hack, do you know the accusations against Beckett? I need to spread the word.
Too many times to count, frankly. We'll call back to at least one of those videos going through this again. So let's talk about my general journey into the world of fetish art. Before we do, though, I want to make something clear as we go through.
Yeah, Cloudy, exactly. Can I be honest? If she was just for real about her fetish instead of being weird about it, who would care? Yeah, people would make fun of her for like every year or something, but it's just because she tries to... Oh, K-Hack, K-Hack. Listen, you know Beckett's little man? Beckett's little avatar? Watch. I found Doodle's toy house where you can show your own characters. 6 months ago. Katie. Doesn't it look familiar? I am accusing Beckett of the Crabs to steal the OC. This is my personal call out to Beckett. I need him to address the accusation of OC theft. Very serious, very serious.
I was born January 18th, 1997. I am 27 years old as of this video, but if you're watching this in the future...
Wait, when was she born? Fuck. I can't make myself laugh, god damn it.
I was born January 18th, 1997. I am 27...
1997, okay.
years old as of this
It's Diapers, no quantum.
Yeah, but if you're watching this in the future, you can do the math to figure out how old I am by the time of you watching this. This time, I'm not holding anything back. I'll talk about some things that I've never talked about before, some things that I had to get reminded of recently, some of it's uncomfortable, some of it's genuinely...
Why are you making this video then?
...traumatic, but enough time has passed that I think addressing...
Yes, Doodle is 27.
This will finally get people to
or 28, something around this.
Not that I think it'll do anything to get people to drop the subject, like, God knows most of these people are only throwing...
Then stop giving them attention! No one forced you to make this video! You are at fault. You are making this by your own will. No one holds a gun to your head.
...this at me as a way to get me to fuck off, but nearly a decade later, and I have a much better grasp and understanding of what I actually did wrong, and so...
Please, please. Hello, Yen. Sup, gays. Sup, homo.
We can talk about it. Also, it'll just be nice to have this video to throw at people. I think it would also be a good PSA. You'll understand.
This is a good PSA? Bruh.
Anyway...
Sister.
So, to start, let me paint a picture. I've been online most of my life, as little as...
Holy shit, EverQuest.
6 or 7 years old. I was allowed on my...
6 or 7 years old? That's barely when you learned reading.
...mother's computer to play EverQuest, so I'm as terminally online as they come, which has its own brand of issues with it, but we're not going to get into those right now. As I grew up, obviously I had a variety of places that I would frequent.
Why is the voice so nasal? I'm not talking about the voice changer. You know, stuffy nose, the constant stuffy nose, who knows?
That I would talk to, and you know, just everything you'd expect a kid to realistically be doing on the World Wide Web. Initially, it started simple. I would be mostly on kid sites like Sticker World.
Yes, Greg, this is the best PSA. More like a good POS, am I right?
World, Armor Games, Cartoon Network.
Banger.
You know, kid space.
And hello, Greg, welcome. Welcome to whatever this is.
That you'd expect kids to be on. The worst in my early years I can remember that I did was created a YouTube channel when I was 12, and the Music Shake
oh god, with 12 they made their YouTube channel? Fucking hell.
A year later, but generally that's as far as I can remember. It's when I had hit my teen years that things really started to go downhill, as that's when I joined DeviantArt and started posting there. Apparently, I was really into the 4chan rules of the internet at the time because my first upload was of what I had deemed...
Hello, Phobia! Welcome to Doodletones.
...a simple Rule 63 of myself. Truly, I showed no signs of being trans. No siree. Joking aside, I have no idea where I met the rules of the internet, or even the specific one in question.
Rule 63. For any given male character, there's a female character. I just decided Rule 63 myself. Also, this was me practicing anime. I usually can't draw anime. This is just me practicing anime. Enjoy.
But I recalled that I had them saved on my...
Rules of the internet. Do not talk about B. Do not talk about B. We are anonymous. Anonymous is legion. Anonymous never forgives. Oh god. The cringe. There will always be even more fucked up shit than what you just saw. You cannot divide it by 0. Just because calculators say so. Crazy. Crazy stuff.
So that's what got me to draw the first iteration of my Sona, posted November 12th, 2011. So what I would have been 14 years of age if I'm doing my math right. By 2012, I would post a few things worth of note on DeviantArt. Apparently by this...
Hello, Pimenta! Only 34 matters nowadays, too. Just had some Fruit Loops, actually. They were very delicious. Snacks, you are a Fruit Loop. Lol, hi, hello, Ruma. Hi, Doodle. Smux is a Fruit Loop. Snacks.
Point I was using a social chatting
Deviant art should be forbidden.
service known as Chatango, a place where anyone could contact you if they wanted to just by scrolling through an extensive user list. Here,
Oh my god, this is just like Knuddles. We in Germany had Knuddles, where you could do an anonymous. You just had to choose a name and could chat with literally anyone else there. That's where we Germans got groomed.
I know I was definitely sent my first dick pic, as that was something that spooked me so much that I wrote a song about it.
Oh my god, a song about a dick pic. Window Predators. This web is based on a true story, not to GIF. Because it's some shit I get on Windows Live. I have a feeling this person is the excuse me, I need to make the voice right. I have a feeling this person is the exact same as the others, because I can't imagine the mothers, and I'm so sick of hearing someone ask ASL. I'd rather tell them to drop it than go through that hell, because when I tell them I won't answer that shit and end the bell, they say I'm 23 FFL, so it's time that shit starts again. They're obviously faking Hardy. Then they asked me, do you like to get naughty? So I know what's gonna happen. I know this isn't true. They then say, that's me in the picture. I wanna give you a present on webcam. But I'm really red right now, and I want to do this quick with you. I say, no way. Then they'll send me a link and tell me to click accept invite so we can play. I know they're getting horny. I know they're jacking off. I know they're imitators of David Hasselhoff. They're just wanting me to grind. Then they cover it up with, this is how I pay my bills, in the behind. Oh, then they say, I don't fuck customers, but you're making me change my mind. And no matter what I say, no matter the chart, all they say is, you're breaking my heart. So if someone asks you ASL, exit the conversation and ring their bell. Amazing. Bravo. Bravo.
And the extra porn bot accounts that would send me links to
Is this a form of digital horror? The history of these people? Yes.
the cam sites for Music Shake. As questionable as these lyrics are, the general events absolutely did happen.
Traumatized by a dick pic. Happens to the best of us.
I myself as getting a Skype by this point.
Oh. Names blacked out for good reasons. Wow. Skype goes quiet.
Where I would talk to some of my longest friends that I met through a live streaming Minecraft place called Ghost in the Stream.
Ghost in the Stream. Oh. What else do we have here?
Now, mind you, Ghost in the Stream itself used Chatango for its chat box, so that doubly helps. In the Doodle was not where she was.
Quantum, thank you for the 30. Thank you so much. Just because I want you to say it again. Diaper of crabs. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more torture and pumpkin tweets. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. Diaper of the crabs.
Supposed to be idea. I had also confirmed that I.
Oh no, not Imvu. Which character should I go for first? Nymph the Fae, Queen Helen, Bridget, or Lola?
I was a user on a social game known as Imvu, which, if you know what that is, there's not really much of a reason to explain the problems there. Definitely shouldn't be on there when you're less than 18. There's also a particularly...
Listen, Quantum is the best. We all love Quantum. Do something that involves Yuri. No!
Interesting jump between two images, being the first of two dare images that I would make, and the 9th page of a comic that I was creating at the time where we had a character physically...
Oh god. Age regression and objectification.
Mentally age regress to bypass weirdness in the setting, but only to create more weirdness in real life for me. Though one could make the argument in favor of this just being unfortunate implications.
Mm-hmm.
However, the implications are still unfortunate. Recall that
Very unfortunate indeed.
At this point, though, I would have been 15 if my math is correct. Moving on into a...
How do you get into diaper stuff with 15? A transformation world, a comic that will parody 5 different transformation sequences here on DeviantArt. By the end, will you know what they are? Also, before you ask, the door will be explained for now. I let you all question it.
16, I created the Transformation World comic, one where much of the irresponsible and
You couldn't fucking torture this out of me. That's them right there, officer.
gross things started popping up. Specifically, ABDL themes, because gender swapping was like always a thing that I was aware of. That was in like most TV shows I'd
I am wishing the worst. You're welcome, name.
watched as a kid, but these other themes had to come from somewhere, yeah? There's no way I would have just known of this stuff, would I? Hold that thought, because I'm going somewhere with this. 2014, so age 17, still a minor.
Still a minor. I was just 17 and 11 months. Keep that in mind. I'm a minor.
A lot of things start falling into place. So not only do I start getting
People and fetish art, a short rant.
super into fetish content, being super supportive of
I support the gays, the trans, the furries, and whatever this is.
others, and even doing my first error message.
First transform RP error. You're on your computer as you are, and this very error message pops up on your screen. You can only close it by clicking one of the below buttons. AR, TG, or other are random. Transformation. I'll try to RP with all of you. I'm not the greatest role player, but I'll do what I can. Just put the OC of which is playing this, and maybe we can have a fun time, but be prepared. My RP may take you out of your comfort zone. I tend to do that a lot.
Erotic roleplay that turned
Oh, the third one is a diaper flag. There's a diaper flag. There's a fucking diaper flag. There's a fucking flag for anything.
into what we are eventually going to get into talking about. Creating fetish-centric characters.
The Fat Team. Bun, Emily Smith, Christy Tech Jones, Emma Johnson, Jenny Lynn, and baby Brittany Johnson. Amazing.
Which had gotten me in trouble when a character wasn't supposed to be sexual, but whose themes were questionable at best, started popping up in other people's communities.
Why are you saying all this?
And just all in all getting into content that I should not have gotten myself involved with.
True name. Sometimes I think there's too much pride. You don't need to be proud of anything. Bring back shame.
Even went back and started reviewing some of the content that I already had.
Doodle review, Mika knee harassment. I learned my lesson. I Google on a different tab now. Mika knee harassment. Oh! Oh! Oh.
Had consumed to talk about the... right, there it is. So... in my review of a manga called Mika Knee Harassment, one that I did for...
Here's another review of a sexualish thing. This time it's a manga for my friends Wade and Rena, who I think could use a read-through of this. See, we had a conversation on how they don't much care for fetish art, and I know a lot of people share the same thoughts on that subject. But see, I'm not much into every fetish. However, I understand everyone has their own likes and dislikes, so I don't mind fetish art. However, again, I understand not everyone is as open-minded about the subject as I guess I am. That may be a bit egotistical, but really, let's be honest. Most of you probably never bothered reading Collar 6 or playing Trap Quest. So tell me how open-minded you actually are. I decided to close my mind, actually. My mind is closed and locked. Closed and locked. Do I want this? Do I want to see this? And if you have, congrats! You're pretty fucking open-minded. Anyway, onto the review. Mika ni Harassment is the manga I read to truly respect fetishy art. It's definitely a tad hard to read at first, but once I started, I couldn't stop. For those who aren't able to open their mind and don't have time to read the manga, here's a breakdown review of each book chapter.
Two friends who are not into that kind of content, by the way. I mentioned that this was the thing that got
Maybe your friends have a reason to not be into it. Why would you try to still recommend them something?
got me invested in fetish content as a whole.
You know what? I have this friend who says they are not into fetish stuff. You know what? I will show them fetish stuff. They need to open their mind to my fetish.
Obviously, I'm not going to
Oh my god, why would you show this?
Manga was about, but all that needs to be said is that it's an ecchi manga that portrays a lot of themes of voyeurism, pet play, and age play.
You don't see it.
Now, I don't remember the exact how I found this, but I know it had something to do with the Chitango chat that I, at the time, frequented because it was connected to a website where you could just watch anime. A thing like Kiss Anime, but it has a chat box with randos feeding you anime and manga recommendations. It was brought up amongst a chat there, and I read it, and then followed that up with several other ecchi pieces of media that manga websites would list alongside it.
We blame it on manga now.
To clarify, it was this piece of media being talked about with a curious minor in the room, and it
Why did she put that in? I don't know!
This and other related media that made me so desensitized
jump scare, not the lolly jump scare, fuck you!
to sexual topics. This
Listen, 2 jump scares don't get me, but what these freaks put in there, that scares truly scares me.
was what garnered me my initial intrigue. This is precisely why it's important, actually, to not have kids be around NSFW topics and themes, as it's shit like this that endangers them to potentially get groomed or put into other sexually explicit situations. And I know this.
You know, your parents should have turned the internet off until you turned 21. And maybe after that.
Now, obviously, but look at where I was leading up to turning 18. I was, knowingly or not, putting myself in danger hanging around these communities. And it's, again, not just the ABDL communities either. I had roleplays.
These people are the reason I am ashamed to say I read manga. Ha! Reap!
That had furry themes involved. I had inflation roleplay.
You find a bike pump that inflates breasts and butts. Begin.
Macro.
You will clothing RP. You will use one of these immediately and constantly get these. Even if you don't want them or even if you take them off. They will also continue to grow uncontrollably. Diapers get poofier and heels get taller.
Bimbo. Humiliation.
I remember the Doodles tried to steal my likeness. So I'm goes on cats. Bucket of the crabs. I have a question. Created 6 years ago. I need a reference. How old is your OC? I need to check the accusations.
Futanari S.
Oh god. Act, bimbo, young toddler, young child, as a girl, as a boy, young teen, maid, emperor, horny bimbo, as a sex slave. Tweet, lovestruck, yandere, lovestruck, tsundere, lovestruck, fan, lovestruck, awkward, lovestruck, married. The other like a dog, the other like a cat, the other like a baby, the other like your child. Treat the other like a girl, like a boy, like normal, like a slave, like a master, like your sex slave, or like your best friend. My character stayed to Armor Core 5 in 2012. Okay, I will believe you. Accusations debunked. The bucket of the crabs has debunked the accusations. Applause, and now back to suffering.
Like I had a whole RP with basically everything under the sun.
Yeah, this is OC stealing, but not the BBV Phalosaurus gift of it. Thank you very much for addressing the accusations.
In it. It's frankly no wonder I watched
Doodle review, bondage game.
Fetish game. But again, I was 17 at the time of all of
Footer mention with 0 streams without footer mentions. Oh, record 0 streams. You know what? And Q isn't even here.
these examples.
Bye, drummer.
I was a minor, which still isn't good, mind you. I'm not saying it was, but I am trying to put all of this into perspective. This was more or less my upbringing in my...
I love that they excuse everything, but I was a minor. But when Akumu was 16, they didn't care. Cybersmith is into diapers and crazy. He's less cringe about it. You know what? Maybe Cybersmith can fix her. Diapertones stole from Beckett then. New accusations against Doodletones. She stole Beckett's OC. OC thief. The likeness.
18 years. I was always online. I was online home.
No, Cybersmith, he wouldn't address the pet kink, but he definitely has a diaper and trans femme love.
Homeschooled. I was struggling in...
First picture I've labeled mature, but there's a good reason for it. I figure I've had enough of this shit. I am trapped in the wrong body and hate every second of it. I'll be bitched at till the day I die about anything I do, and my mom has pushed me to the edge by making me feel like a pathetic, worthless waste of skin. You know what? After we talked about how I've been doing in school, there's no point in living anymore. I've tried to rationalize with myself for maybe 9 or so years now. And while I know I sound like the first world brat saying that, I really don't see any point for me. I have no purpose on this world, other than to be tormented by even being on this earth as I am. I don't know if this will be the end, but there's a strong chance it may be. Well, apparently she didn't do it in 2014, and now she made it everyone's problem.
Classes, stressed out, and then being desensitized
Oh God,
to
why?
sexual themes, it's a no wonder that I used roleplay like that to escape reality. I know. You don't want to hear I was in a bad place. It's not what I'm saying, but you don't want to hear it anyway, so let's move on then. With all of this laid out, moving into 2015, January 18th rolls around and I become legally an adult. I hit 18. Mind you, I'm still doing role plays by this point, and while I don't exactly
What? You didn't grow up in a matter of 1 year? Crazy. I thought you hit 18 and suddenly the world makes sense to you.
realize what day I dropped out of high school, I was still definitely stressed the fuck out about it all. So these role plays were definitely my go-to. On March 21st, 2015, I released the
You're playing a video game when suddenly a little girl pops out of it.
infamous Game Girl RP. Those who have watched Doodle is Cringe may recall me already addressing this one directly and condemning the action itself. See, to give a bit of context, I was doing online homeschool from 2012 to 2015, and it was just
Online homeschooled? What is this?
downright the worst due to the classes on the site being laid out differently class to class, scheduling problems that caused class gatherings to overlap, and so I'd be marked as absent. My internet connection didn't help matters either, as having a stable connection to do and or turn in the classwork wasn't always there. And well, yeah, I won't lie and
Stop it with the frowny face name. Smile, we're having fun.
say there wasn't some aspects that distracted me. I was connected to the internet, not helped by the fact that I had no outside
Another homeschooling L. I'm sorry, Cloudy.
connections and felt isolated for 3 years of my life. And boy am I glad I'm not in academics currently, because I would not want to go back. Things haven't exactly been better, but I'll take what I got now over what I went through in that time frame. Anyway, the point is that I needed a mental break, shown by the plethora of vent art that I made at the time. And this is where we get into role-playing, specifically
You're on your computer as well. Oh, it's the same as before.
transformation and fetish roleplays.
Pretty Doom Diaper. Pretty much an ABDLRP. Don't see too many of these. Probably for a reason. You find a diaper in the mail with a note that says, "Try me" on it.
I won't go too in detail about each RP I did because I don't feel as if there's a lot to talk about, to be honest, which, given how people often talked about it, you'd figure there would be, but there's really not. Most didn't really go anywhere to do anything interesting digging through them. However, there was one that I would be amiss to talk about. The Game Girl RP. Technically, this is out of order since it was 2015, but since we're talking about them now, and this one did spark up a little bit of controversy in 2018 that got some very not so nice allegations lobbed at me, I feel like
I wonder why.
Talk about it now. Mainly because of the not...
I stare at the girl, gently picking up. The girl can't be any physically older than 8.
Thought out descriptor of the character not being physically older than 8 years old, and then having one of the people I was role-playing with have a character that was supposed to be moldable, grow breast only to grope them. It's a little creepy, sure.
No, the other user was at fault.
I don't really have an excuse for how creepy it sounds, and I'm not going to defend it on the basis of it being creepy or otherwise uncomfortable. I was a stupid 18-year-old by this point who didn't know how to tell people that I was uncomfortable.
Again, you couldn't torture this out of me.
Though the purpose of the RP wasn't to be sexual, that's just where the role player took it and I allowed it. And obviously, 5 years after this roleplay, and I haven't done anything similar since, even when I was still doing the fetishy roleplays in 2016, age 19, I think it's safe to say that I've learned from...
No, freshly 18, you know. An adult minor. Dude, I'm feeling violent again. Damn, why?
From this. It was just one of those of-the-time things that I grew from. In any case, yeah, it's creepy. But I learned from where my boundaries were doing these, and they were a good source of escapism during a time where I really needed it, so I don't particularly feel as if I regret having done the RPs, no matter how many people believe that I probably should. It's just one of those things that I can look back at.
Again, and she had already addressed it in another video and disavowed it. So why even making 23 minutes of this?
And cringe, knowing that I grew from. The one thing that I would like to make an addendum for is my lack of regret when last talking about this, because I was made aware of some less than savory things we'll get to here in a sec. But
I didn't show enough regret.
For now, let me focus a little bit more on this roleplay. The misconception about this roleplay being that it was supposed to be inherently sexual is one that I never properly really explained. See, the character was supposed to be a female companion of some kind, yes, but it didn't have to be a...
Don't call a little girl with the physical appearance of 8 a female companion.
A sexual one. And I can confirm this by the other two...
The heck are you? Oh, hi, she says, being shy and obvious she's no more than a 10-year-old. How did you get here? I don't know, she says, looking around. Wait, what were you doing up until now? Nothing, she says, looking around. I was made to serve as a shape-shifting female companion. Brother, you can't say this wasn't made to be fetishy.
Two threads that people very commonly overlook. Because Kirby 1250 was not the only person to...
Okay, let's try a female link. Easy, she says, turning into something you commonly see online. Wow. I will not read the rest.
Take up this roleplay. In Nick's story, the two played Mario Kart. In Dragon of Times, she was setting up to be like a babysitter or...
Interesting. I wouldn't know what I could use someone like you for. I'm single. No need for a parent, sub or anything. I can be a girlfriend too, she says. Doodles. Doodles.
Or a maid. And in both those stories...
Why would I want an 8-year-old as a maid?
She was described as slightly older, looking like a 10-year-old instead of an
Oh, slightly older. It's fine, she was 10.
Year-old, which would still be weird if either of those stories went the same way Kirby's did, but all in all, it was not built to be sexual. It was just this one person who took it that direction. And while I'm actually not going to defend the descriptor or the allowing of it to get that far, that's still on me for not drawing that boundary.
Did she just show evidence of her lying? I'm afraid it is so!
I will say that with
So this is why people hate her. She really showed how she started it with, I can be a girlfriend too. Girl. Bruh.
everything leading up to that point, when you put
I wonder why the video was deleted on YouTube. Or privated.
everything into its proper context and not just keeping it in a vacuum at face value, much like these people tend to do, it becomes less Doodle is a degenerate or worse, a predator, and more Doodle actually didn't know any better. Because I didn't. I didn't have anyone tell me that I shouldn't be there, and I had grown up in an environment where this kind of behavior wasn't.
Oh my god, I was groomed. I grew up in this environment. I was actually the victim, guys. Where have I heard this before, aside from the last 10 times?
Encouraged. I shouldn't have done it. I agree there. That is my fault. I was 18, I was legally an adult. I should have tried to be more responsible in my actions. But I did not realize I was doing anything wrong. Because going even further than that,
Don't question why they talk about themselves in the third person.
you might also have the very real argument of Doodle was groomed into it.
Bum bum bum! Doodle was the victim.
And for like a decade, I didn't even realize that I might have been until going through my old Skype logs earlier this month. I don't know where this person is at now, so I suppose this is just for peace of mind at this point and to help contextualize
I didn't realize it until I had to come up with something.
things a bit better, but the same year that I got super into erotic roleplay, I met this person called White Clouds.
Alex DN. Alex DN. Birth date 1988. Male, US.
1988, also known as Alex. We used to chat a lot with each other, and when I say chat a lot, I mean we chatted a
Messages in total 6,604. Go.
lot. We met November 22nd, 2014, so remember I
Alex Yen would like to add you on Skype. Hi, it's Kool-Aid Party. Smile. Hi. Hey, sorry if you're not in a great mood. I'm happy even though I have the flu or something, like a stomach bug. Gave me an acid reflux and stuff. What a great way to introduce yourself. I'm never in a great mood. That's something people have learned to accept and expect from me. God, edgy teenager.
was still 17 at this time. Alex here was, according to their profile, 26 at the time, so a year younger than I am now as of this video. They knew I was as young as...
The person I'm playing with wants to live in a volcano because we're playing Minecraft Ticket. Oh, Dr. Susie Evil. Tongue out emoji? Question mark, question mark. Like Austin Powers, lol. Oh god. Oh, that one movie that came out the same year I was born. Oh, it's okay. Most of my friends were born in the 90s, lol. Kenny was born in 93. 97. You're about the same age as Desi, I think. 17. You're definitely cooler than I was your age, lol. Cool. Not the first word I'd use to describe me. Yes, I noticed. How about you go into a little more detail of why you feel that way? If you don't mind, because I'm not sure why you feel that way. Simply put, poor self-esteem.
As I was at the time too. In fact, they said that I was cooler than they were at that age. It was one of the first conversations we had. That same day, I was also allowed...
That's you. My view on the world is a bit bleaker. Well, I guess it's more him feeling that way. And hey, it's hard to get more nihilistic sounding than my worldview. Just try to not think about too hard about it and enjoy other people. You can elaborate a little. I just never seen it work out. Every time I hear about boyfriends and girlfriends, it's usually fine up until that one fight. The both of them want to kill themselves. And that wouldn't be good for me, as I've already attempted it about 3 times in the past year. Once again, made it everyone's problem. Well, that doesn't surprise me, But have you thought about maybe you surround yourself around toxic people? Trust me, toxicity finds me. I don't look for it. Well, that's a lot like Erka. How did you attempt? Pills? Wrist slit? Jumping? I doubt you have access to firearms, otherwise you'd be dead, lol. You'd be surprised, but I tried. Hanging, suffocating, ouch. Bleeding to death, starvation. Starvation is an interesting one, because it really does imply extreme self-hate. I thought about jumping off a building, but they're just suicide comparing now. I thought about jumping off a building at one point, but I got over it. Were you hospitalized? No, because I always got caught before they got severe. Cough. Erica also attempted a bunch of times. I forgot how, though, to be honest. I'd have to read her story. I do know once was with pills, but I think she tried something else too. One of the incidents actually left her in the coma for a while. Yeah, lucky. Bruh. Lucky? It may sound dark and depressing, but I'd really feel lucky if I got put in a coma. Well, I can understand why you would feel that way, hon, but trust me, I would miss you a lot. And that would be a pretty nightmarish thing to be stuck in. I mean, I get it though. You want to escape from the constant feelings of negativity. Just sort of obliteration. I like to think of it as self-destruction. Same thing. Bruh, everyone's degenerate.
To trauma dump on them about my rampant suicidal ideation, and they were allowed to just casually...
Did your asexuality contribute to the stuff? I know that's bugged me in the past. No, my asexuality hasn't done anything to hurt my self-esteem more than it has kept me from finding that significant other I don't care to find. You don't care to find? Mind explaining a bit more? And it's bugging me because it made me feel damaged or a little too immature. Impacted relationships a few times and stuff like that. I'm pretty happy with Kenny though, and we can find to compromise. I believe the terms to describe me are aromantic, asexual. I don't believe in love, and I don't care for sex. Don't believe in love? I hate the fluids and uncomfortable feeling of sex. Seriously, semen and that weird stuff in vaginas is just gross. I tried giving oral or receiving a bunch of times with girls and guys. Not fun. I did try anal a few times, but only once was kinda pleasurable and not really worth it. I had to be kinda drunk to get over the feelings of repulsion. Lol, sorry, go on. I don't want to ramble. Brah! You're already rambling. Any hooters, I do not believe in love. I've never seen it work out. And to me, it's only an excuse to get sex. I definitely believe in love. I just love cuddles, feeling safe and warm next to my Ken. Giggles.
They talk about the time that they tried anal while talking with me about asexuality. We then got onto the topic of diapers.
Oh my god, we got onto the topic of diapers. Favorite topic. But yeah, growing up by middle school and high school, my weight would yo-yo. I was trans but closeted. I needed diapers. I had untreated ADHD, had trouble making friends, was clumsy, etc. And my sisters were above average teens, lol. I haven't needed diapers since I was 5. Which again, I think sucks. Maybe you can explain that, hon? I wish I could, but I don't understand why I want to myself. It's perfectly fine. I think I understand why you want to need diapers. If you want, I can help you develop a bedwetting problem? Lol. Why do you think I want to? I think to you it represents freedom and being allowed to be a kid again. And you probably miss a feeling of warmth and stuff. Not in your pants. Maybe you like the taboo aspect too. Like the naughty feeling of being wet or doing something so infantile. Also, diapers are cute and comfy. I can agree to the comfy part. They do look comfortable. I wasn't aware you wore diapers at 5 though. Were you a bedwetter then? Really late to potty train? Late potty train, yeah. Giggles. Sorry, but that's sort of adorable. Though it didn't take long, I was late to start. Ironically, I was quick too. My bladder just messed up. It was pretty easy to figure out the potty. Do I'm going to fly to Germany and slap you for showing us. You're welcome. No, Quantum, no, not the P-worms. Remember, HD footage, a friend of mine showed me an edited clip of Doodletones, which was supposed to be her without the voice filter. I think I saw an older video of her without the voice filter. Yeah, it's something.
As that was the circle that we met each other in, after all. And at the time, I felt like I wanted to need them. I could not tell you why all these years later, but it probably had something to do with, well, everything else that I have brought up prior, but it's like weird, right? Because even in the conversation we had, even at the time, I didn't really see myself as...
Oh well, there's a lot of guides and hypnosis things out there. I could give you some files that could help you start wetting if you wanted. Mine does nothing for me, sadly. This isn't what my mind. Okay, send away then. Send file. Bedwetting file MP3? Sorry, not sure if it's the correct one. Send file. Bedwetter MP3. That's the one. And do you have one to help me with my femininity? Kinda. I have one that's geared more towards sissy. Adult babies. It's fairly obvious you're an adult baby yourself. So it should help. Am I? Yep. You like diapers and baby stuff and regressing. I never really saw myself as an ABDL. Also, to be blunt, sweetie, I do want to take care of you if you'd let me. Now what do you mean by that? I think you could use someone to kinda listen to you and treat you like the kid you wish you were. Not so much romantically or sexually. So much as just letting you go by a bit and get into the wall. Still not understanding? Well, I mean, I think you will do well with someone getting you toys, taking you out places, tucking you in, diapering you and getting you diapers, telling you bedtime stories, other stuff, like a babysitter. You mean physically? Well, maybe physically someday, but right now we can just RP it online. If you want, I'd love to help you regress and develop a babyish girly habits too. Oh, okay. Whew. You scared me a bit there. Yeah, RP stuff I can do. I mean, I would love to in person, but you know, I have major trust issues and you're like 17. I don't want to show up on Dateline. Why are you showing this?
As an adult baby or a diaper lover. I was interested in the fetish, yeah, there's no denying that. But I was interested in a lot of fetishes by that point. I played games like Trap Quest, I
Doodle review, Trap Quest.
read all of Caller 6's works at the time. Even in the conversation...
So I won't participate in the slap fight. I just said Duvu on you, not the Duvu. Oh well, that's
we had, I was obviously already aware of hypnosis. I was just kind of deep in the rabbit hole, generally.
Just in the diaper rabbit hole, you know, as one
Like,
does.
if it was a sex-related thing, I was probably fascinated by it to some degree, so I didn't really see
Quantum is truly weaponizing the Duvu clip.
myself directly as ABDL, and I still don't, despite how many people want to say that I am. I was just kind of told that I was by this person.
Listen, people just told me I had this kink.
On the internet I met literally a day ago by the conversation.
But she really doesn't have this kink. You don't understand, guys.
And at the same time, they had dropped onto me that they wanted to be that caretaker for me, which should have been a red flag, especially after they said they'd be willing to do so in real life. And obviously littler me knew something was up, but, you know, I am colorblind, so I guess I didn't notice enough. Jokes aside, this is horribly...
Hey, Star Sprinter, thank you. Thank you for the 10. I can't believe I have no tip due yet. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm just here to torture you all with doodle diapers. Thank you.
uncomfortable to go through. So after these conversations, talking...
What sort of tea stuff are you into? Anything and everything. Just the idea of change is good for me. There are sometimes I prefer the others, but I like them all. Well, yes, that's what I'm asking. Like, what are your faves? I'm a big fan of downgrade or regression, like I said. Not that I necessarily see it as a downgrade, but they would, like braces, going down in breast or penis size a lot. No, we are talking about visiting you, but I pay tax-free money for you to do wounding. Oh yeah, tax-free money, I take it. TGAR specification, bombification, nerdification, on occasion sluttification, mate and jinka mainly. Which again is weird because it's not like I want to have sex, it just sort of turns me on imagining a guy being reduced to a 4-inch or less penis and a girl with a double AA cups, lol. I'd say those are my favorites. Oh, yeah, I like TG and guess the above can overlap with AR. A lot of clothes though, like if the guy or girl starts wearing overalls or sissy-ish baby girl outfits. Stuff with cartoon characters or babyish prints, passies. Obvious diaper bulge, skirted one-piece suit with water wings, kickles. Bimbo, in theory, I like, but it tends to be done poorly. Guys, no one can do the bimbo right. Truly, truly a shame. Notification, I'd like to hear more about that one. Really anything to make them look dorky. Any items here? I know you watch Kobe 94. Oh, that's awesome. As an example.
Thinking about how already deep in the sauce I was, that's what sparked a
Why? Don't question. Don't. I have stopped asking question.
lot of our relationship.
You couldn't torture this out of me. You could rip my fingernails out. I would have deleted this so long ago.
We would roleplay with each other in
If you want to do a private RP with me, I don't mind starting one, but of course we'll have to start it my way, XV, as that's what I'm used to. You can start. Hold up. I made a new private chat for RP if you haven't seen it yet. Hello? Sorry. It's okay.
various chat rooms specifically relating to themes of gender bending and ABDL. Those not being the only things, mind you, but those were the common themes. I'm just not going through each of the roleplay.
You go. Plot, you are a witch who gets hired to watch over me and hope I don't do anything stupid to start. I'm me, so a boy, on the outside. But where we go, only you know. You arrive at the house. I knock at the door. I answer, hello? I'm sorry, we don't want any. I say very sarcastically. I get impatient and mad at your rude remarks. Listen, young lady, that was a formality, and considering how ridiculous this whole assignment sounds, I'm not in the mood. I say, instantly conveying my disappointment in you. Young lady? I asked as I looked down at myself. I believe you're mistaken. No, I'm not. Your mother let me know about your Prodivis? You're hardly the first girl that was born a boy that I've encountered, even if you don't look that way on the outside, yet. And I thought that was what you wanted. Now, if you would rather I refer to you as Sean or not Susie, I suppose I can do that. But it's a bit disappointing. I say, clearly showing I know way more than you thought. I sigh, but still trying to act more male. I say, look, call me what you want. All I know is if my mother sent you, then I'm under some punishment, but come in. Well, technically you are. Your mother said that you caused a small kitchen fire earlier, trying to make a hot dog. So she's revoking some of your big girl privileges. Hence me being here. Put simply, I'm your babysitter. Now, if you hadn't done that, she will just let you stay here until you found somewhere to live, while she was on vacation. I say, fair enough, then leave the door to go into the kitchen.
Plays we did, as there were 4 long...
You make the plot this time. You make the plot this time? Oh well, besides the character details we were talking about earlier. So no story? I don't have to use brackets right now, we're syncing up the plot. Sorry, force of habit. I was thinking you get cursed into being a bedwetting dork nerd after being mean to me. Before you were a nasty cheerleader stereotype? More notification plus diaper. I like TG in there as well. Oh really? So made into a diaper-dependent nerdy dork sissy girl? Yeah! How quick in terms of changes? Overnight if you want, but no quicker than that. Sure. I also, of course, want a modelish body. Maybe we're in summer school together. Summer camp, maybe? Could be sure, for wetters. Naturally, post-change. You were dumb enough to humiliate me, even after being warned by a spooky girl that friends with me. That these are cursed lands and she knows an old spirit that doesn't like bullies. Or something similar. Kooky and new age pagan sounding. You naturally blow it off despite her weird purplish eyes. Obviously contacts, am I right? Curse of the summer camp? I like it.
Long form ones and then a bunch of smaller ones.
I thought you wanted to continue the other RP. I do. I want to do both if you don't mind. Lol, we can do both, but 2 at once is a little much. But if you want, gives Cookie. I like to do multiple at a time. Besides, it might be fun too. Oh sure, please reply back to my PM eventually. Or we can discuss it when we break, lol. Speaking of which, I need a shower. I'll be right back, okay? Hugs. Hey, what is this, Doodles? Why is this empty? This inspired the Dolly Wally series Kobe did. If you don't mind, I'll be doll. It's perfectly fine, sweetie. Like I said, I love RPing and taking care of you. Anyway, be right back. Okay.
This was a very common...
Alright, you go. I'm sitting in class, taking notes. You blush as you realize you need to pee. Bad. I raise my hands. As you raise your hand, you realize you're already losing control now. You can feel pee leaking into your panties. I blush, start crying. Oh, it's okay, Candy. Don't cry, sweetie. You tried, the teacher says as she pats you on the back. It's strangely comforting and humiliating at the same time. Why is she treating you like a toddler? Can we name me Catherine and Candy when people see me later? I kinda like Dora better. But sure, Catherine is fine. There, change what she called you to Candy. So wait, we're starting from the perspective purification? You cry as you wake up from your nightmare and realize you're in a wet diaper. Your mind flashes back to the day before. Start off RP now. Oh, I get up from bed.
Common thing between us. This person
Oh Jesus, how many more are there? You couldn't even force one of them out of me. She put everything in this video, yes. Yes, truly. Truly everything. Put me back into primordial soup. No, Majanga. There's no escape. No escape. Do please stop reading. I will never stop reading. It's the same topic. Anyway, RP, sure, sweetie. Do you have any request for stuff you'd like me to do? Aside from what I said earlier with being a sissy nerd teen girl, I can't think of anything. Are they just doing the same thing over and over again? I mean in terms of changes right now. I expect to wait until the next morning before I start having bladder issues. Aw. Perfect place to start. And then I was thinking each morning to get closer to the full transformation again. The journey. Smiley face. At some point, if you really want to go to... Again, I don't mind. You making yourself my mommy? Well, sweetheart, that would be fine. Would you like me to be your mommy in general? Only if you want to. Duh. I want to spoil and cuddle you, Susie, including when you pout. Could make RP fun. Do you mean in real life too? Because at that rate, I'd be too embarrassed. Well, RP first, but IRL eventually when you feel comfortable to trust me, okay? Although IRL, I think more babysitter. Lol. But I said RP first, besides it's all about how you feel with stuff. I think it'd be better to be a virtual mommy. I don't think I'd hate that too much. Well, yes, I was talking like years down the line, maybe.
Call themselves as my virtual mommy, in a sense, and given the age gap between us, that's obviously a bit creepy, yeah? Can we agree?
No one disagrees with you, Doodles. No one disagrees.
Agree on that? Are we going to sit here and say that it is my fault as the minor in the relationship? Because I'm still frankly processing a lot of this and I'm not entirely sure what to do with it myself. There is also a lot of—
Why are you showing me all this then? Doodle is double hugged. Yay, lol. I hope you learn to like them IRL. Isn't happening. Hugs cause me minor anxiety because I never know when the knife will go through my back. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I figured you probably had anxiety issues or touch issues or something, but I didn't know it was that bad. It's more trust issues. Well, I mean, I hope someday you could learn to trust me or someone else like that. I may be an open book when it comes to my life, but get me around humans and I isolate myself. Would you care to talk more about it now or later? I'm not sure if you're in the mood for a peeing. Sure I am. Okay, Susie. Sorry, I don't want to be pushy or something. Just haven't responded yet. It's fine. I'm a very touchy-feel person, IRL.
very personal details in these messages too, so I'm not gonna
I think I'm going to thank my parents for raising me to not be like that. True.
go over everything in this video, but it was both stuff that seemed so small and insignificant, like whether or not I enjoyed physical contact, but became like generally identifiable information to me as a person, giving this adult more of an idea of who I was as a kid, a full profile of me, more or less. We would also talk about what—
Oh god, why are you showing me everything you all talked about? I kinda think it would be cute for you to be totally naive about stuff like Dirty Thought. Although I thought you were asexual. I am sexual. Thoughts don't get in my head though. I am to be known for making a few "that's what she said" jokes. X3. Like, I do dirty jokes for fun, but it's not for sexual ideas, if that makes any sense. But you have turn-ons. I mean, I do. But that doesn't equal wanting to engage in penetration or touch genitalias, if that makes sense. I don't have turn-ons. But maybe that's just me. Well, asexuals can be different there, but I do get aroused at certain things. I kinda wish I didn't, but oh well. Is that creepy? Nope.
turns us on, how much I weighed and measured.
How much do you weigh again, IRL? Sorry, I know it's a bit rude to ask a girl her weight. 200 something, but I'd much prefer if I didn't weigh that much in RP. You are 6'2" and 220 IRL? IRC? Probably. I'm pretty pudgy. Do you remember what you last weighted in as? I actually find overweight cute frequently. Giggles. Oh really? I just know that it was in the 200s. What's your best guess? 230, 240, then again I haven't weighed myself in a year or two. Again, I would really like to not weigh that much in RP.
What we saw in Friends.
Still here, I disassociated. Oh, you were in a happier place. I wish I could regress to before I knew this. No, I cursed you with this knowledge now. Cheesy horror, I guess I can handle. Scary stories to tell in the dark, goosebumps, boy with dinosaur hands. Oh cool, best friends? Best friends, can you be my BFF? Giggles. You're like perfect. Oh, I don't believe I can be anyone's best. Can I call you mine? I have other friends, including in person. But I feel special around you. I suppose you can. Would you mind if I was yours? Hope that it doesn't sound weird. You sound weird! But to me, you're putting your standards pretty low. And on my end, I refuse to call anyone my best friends because the idea of me having them is phenomenal. Please, Poppy Bed's eyes. It's the fact I can't, not the fact I won't. Gives you a please look. I can't. Besides, if I could, I'd rather be a friend I've talked for years. But I'm sorry again, just knowing I can make friends is amazing. Well, okay, I'll cast again in a year from now. Mark's date. XD.
My other friends.
I think I've been hitting that 40 yard stare hard while chatting with my customers doing work. The look of PTSD. I need emotional support, Nuggies. Do you want your emotional support, Tar Pit? Majanga, this is the best I can give you. That's the best I can give you. Wait. Where is it? Fallen blue, purple. No. The rope. No. Fallen water, toxic, dark. I think this is the one. Yeah, here you have your social, you have your emotional support carpet. No way. But before we get to that, I want you to say you're my best friend. I mean, you did accidentally do it anyway. Might as well bite the bullet. Komm, süßer Tod. Life is all about emotions. Can I be on fire? Yes, of course. What color of fire would you like? Do you want normal fire? I have blue fire, I have hot pink fire, and pink fire. What are you feeling right now? I'd be thankful. Okay, you get the hot pink. Why isn't it showing up? There you go. Hot pink fire. And a blue fire. There's colors of fire. Now there are. And another one for blue fire. Chat is dying. Chat is on fire. Putting you all on a nice little...
Even were.
You're welcome. I'm here to serve. I'm trying to think of other factoids about me. Well, I guess I'm... One of the littles known fact about me is I did believe in love at one point. Let's see. There was one point where the video game crush on Bridget from Guilty Gear. Of course you were. Of course you had. Of course you had. Hi Tusky, welcome to Pain. Where are we doing hot or sour day on Monday? Don't ask, Gerald, don't ask. I cannot handle horror at all. Back. Aw, nothing wrong with video game crushes. Erika has one of those too. Giggles. Stop giggling, you're creepy.
Obviously trying to get
blush emoji
to know me exceptionally well, and using these RPs to arrive to that point. And I'll admit fully,
Hi Susie. Hello. Why are you appropriating my language? I do not approve of this. I'm just having some coffee earlier. I had some yogurt, nuts, and rice pudding. Okay? We can appear a little bit. Hugs. Doodle hugs back. Hello? Doodles pokes you. Tickles. Welcome back. Poke. If you're no longer having fun, we can quit. Sorry, my mom was bugging me. Oh. Hugs. Teddy bear. Smiley face. Teddy bear. You're so cute. I wish. I think so. Hello?
Too got very persistent in these RPs. It was like every day or so for me that I wanted to do one. It was the escape that I wanted.
Teddy. Teddy. Smiley. Sorry I was away. Was super burnt out. It's okay. You're a white princess? Yeah, just bored.
The escape I felt I needed. It was definitely not the escape that I should have had, though. And if you're still not convinced that what I went through was an instance of grooming, then I'm not sure what else to tell you.
I'm getting déjà vu, but it's from half an hour ago. It just makes this twice as bad. I gave you PTSD in half an hour.
Other than that, it almost worked.
Hello, my little foxy girl. Yeah. You disappeared for long periods of time. Disappear. Oh, well, I've been more busy. In a bit, I have to take my Harley out for walkies. Please don't have a pet. But it would be fun to have a little foxy or doggy doodle too, to RP with. I thought I was boring you. No way. Honestly? Smiley face. Yeah. Yep. Rubs your tummy. Doodle purrs. Feeds my little doodle some fresh tuna. Doodle eats it, purring loudly. Be where be, sweetie. Harley needs walking. Okay.
The more we talked, the more open I was. Until we got to the point I was so okay with
Hi, it's been super cold. Brrr, Snuggles. Why do you disappear for long periods of time? Because I get busy with other stuff. I have to do my mom bugs me. I'll try to let you know if I have to go. Hugs. Okay, sweetie? Okay. Hope my Susie isn't too sad. It's just... I know, Pumpkin. I'll do better with it. Then you disappeared. Sorry, hon. Gives treat. Doodle eats it. Does my kitty want to be little? Yeah. Gives bottle. Doodle takes it and starts drinking from it. Rubs your tummy as you do. Doodle purrs as you do. Puts you in pink diaper with little kittens on it too. Thicker, nya? Oh my. Gets a thicker one. Slides you under, powdering you before taping it up. XV. Puts cute skirt cover over it with shirt of little clouds. Doodle pours happily. Doodle pushes down on the diaper.
Being their little kitten, at least in...
I untape your diaper and wipe you, gently putting a diaper underneath before powdering you up and taping it. I feed you a carrot cupcake. Doodle noms on the cupcake. Pets your diapered bunny butt. Blush emoji. So adorbs. Does Susie want to be my little bunny girl more often? Nuzzles. Doodle nods. Huggies. Doodle is huggled. Gives bunny bottle. Takes it and starts drinking. Doodle's nose starts twitching. Bunny needs another bunny. Doodle shrugs. Gives you stuffed toy.
Until I became their little bunny instead. I started feeling what it had, though. And if you're still not convinced that what I went through was an instance of grooming, then I'm not sure what else to tell you, other than that it almost worked. The more we talked, the more open I was. Until we got to the point I was so okay with being their little kitten. At least...
Why did it sound like that? Yeah, drama, fine. Fine. Are you winning, son? Drama, it's are you winning, daughter of mine? I love it. Can close this one. And back into pain.
Until I became their little bunny instead. I started feeling sick going through these DMs, if you can't tell. It's, to me, like looking at an entirely different person.
Every time they say this. Hugs. Happy birthday, cutie pie. How old is my little Susie today? In real life, 18. Oh, so cute. 10 plus 8 years old, huh? It's okay, pumpkin. We both know you're a little girl still. Gives birthday cake. I actually only have 10 minutes to talk before we actually celebrate. Aw. Well, hon, I'm sorry I missed you. Stupid cold. Hugs. I don't want to be 18. I want to be 8. Doodles. You showed the not good screenshot again. It's okay, hon, but if you want, we can RP you turning 8 later. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm not a very good mommy. It's fine, you have excuses. Kisses check. I try to be on all the time, but lately, with the weather, I feel not so good. Words I shouldn't be using around an 18-year-old girl. Cute. Sounds like they're here. Be back when we're done. Gotta hang out with my family right now. Ugh. Okay, hugs. Hope you have a happy day, sweetie. Love you.
And they were even there during my 18th birthday. Still calling themselves my mommy, and I calling myself their little bunny girl.
Why do you sound so sad while you say this? Who's Levy's little bunny? I am. Yep, Lexi. Stupid autocorrect. How's your kitty doing, by the way? Or Erica? She's always around. Ah. So, now I'm your little bunny girl. So cute.
Girl. They're ditzy.
Thank God the tinnitus is coming back. Saved by tinnitus. It's screaming internally. Listen, after this, go out into the forest and scream into the wild. Back! Welcome back. Thanks, Bun Bun. Want to be my little ditzy bunny? Sure, cat emoji.
Little bunny girl. This is what you wanted, right?
No! I didn't want any of this!
For me to get vulnerable and disgusted
Why do you say this like this?
at myself. Would you like to know that I made an OC based on our interactions?
Why are you saying this? Why are you showing this? Is this some kind of... is this a humiliation fetish I heard so much about?
I have a little bunny girl myself that some people took issue with in 2018 because of the questionable themes. And that was literally how I was...
Cute. Thought you'd like her. So we can appear it. Sure, although you're a bedwetter too. No, I turn into her to be a T. So I become one. What? I'm going to turn into her through a curse. That makes me my most recent OC. Oh, I didn't know she was a cute bedwetter too. Adorable. YP starts with you coming to my house, starting as my mate. I come off as a bit rude, even if you don't mean it. And you catch me drawing her. Oh, okay.
Was groomed to envision myself. So no fucking duh that I...
What do you think about Chapman's lolly art and all of his art in general? Just like the last porn artist you showed me. It's drawn well. Why should I care about what it's about?
I didn't understand some things pretty early on. Like what do you even do?
Doodletones, let me fix your bio here. A radiant female specimen. I got grapes. What you watching, son? Not a lolly. Some idiot align. Don't mind me. Check out my objective amazing vent account. Doodle. Not a lolly.
To a kid like this. It wasn't just the interactions between the two of us either. I was once added to a group that...
That's a thing, Yen. She made it public. Those were her private DMs. Lol, she's all awkward. I don't use webcam. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Too shy to use mic. Still requires talking. Call ended. Sorry, I had to hang up a second. Okay. I happy with Susie a lot. Nice to meet you. Oh, they brought in someone else. Hi. Sis brought you into this call, didn't she? Yep, it's okay. Erica doesn't bite.
That contained other people that were treated in a very similar way to I met this person named Erica, Alex's...
So, yeah, the diaper deviant art got shown by Medica when he went over it. And this is her talking about it to show she was groomed.
Kitty or big...
Okay, Erica Loneheart is now with them in there. Says you look awesome. So no, if you look that good without makeup, imagine with. I call Erica sis because she's like my adopted big sis, by the way. Okay, stays in that corner. Sorry if me being here makes it a little more awkward. I had no idea this would become a three-way chat. Doesn't have to be. You two are fairly similar. No? Erica even makes weird mewing sounds when she yawns. It's fine. I'm the awkward one. I'm still likely the strangest one.
Sister, depending on the...
Now we have a freak-off.
Mood, I suppose. I don't know much about their interactions, or the age gap between them, but with me being the minor in the room and being told that I should be a kitty like Erica...
Sorry. Hugs Erica and Kitty Susie. Hugs. Doodle is hugged. I'm bored. Sorry, Susie. You should try being a kitty with Erica. It's fine. Smiley. I'm tired and my face is getting wet. Oh, from the humidity, Erica? Not exactly. Emotional? Poor sis. Hugs. I tend to tear up when I get tired. I don't know why. I tend to be very emotional for some reason. Imagine crying every time you get tired.
I don't know, man. Alex and I stopped being in contact by October 20th.
If the proof they're trying to show is them being groomed, how else would they show that? Why would you show this all? Just show that they were, just say it. I don't need proof that you were groomed by someone. 17 to 18. I guess I head to bed. I really do hope you're on early tomorrow. I'll be on later. Love you, Susie. Just sleepy is all. Oh, and then she got ghosted. The one time I need you the most, of course you're unable to get on. You're never on when I need you.
20th, 2015, which very much overlaps with the gross as fuck Game Girl RP. So, in a roundabout way of saying it, yes, I did do the Game Girl RP, I'm not denying that, and I will correct the misinformation behind it and say that I was 18 doing so. It is weird, it is creepy, and I should have stopped doing it when I still could.
Do you cry constantly while getting sleepy? Every night, Saint. Every night.
There's a reason I don't partake in that kind of content anymore, and that is because I know better now. However, I didn't at the time, and for 8 years people had been weaponizing this against me. For 8 years I have had to deal with people dragging this back up to be public again and again. For 8...
And again, she did most of the weird RP stuff with young things before she was groomed.
years. People weaponize my grooming against me. And for 8 years, I did not realize it. Because for 10, I didn't even know I was.
Because in the diaper stuff and everything, she was into before getting groomed, so,
I'm not coming back to this conversation. You got what you asked for.
I didn't ask.
That is my answer. That is my response. That is me addressing it again. Now go away.
This was last year. When Doodletones made that video addressing that roleplay one last time. And it was archived by Doodletones.
Leave me alone.
You decided to make this video. Yay. So now we know who Doodletones is. So now we have their channel. And I wanted to know, you know what, a question I asked a lot of times. What is the ACC? I need an expert to explain to me what is the ACC and is there a difference between ACC and ACC? And many have tried. I was like, all sounds the same. But I have now an expert to explain it to us. This was the prelude. You thought it was over? It's never over. Welcome to more pain. Just playing some of my fellow SCC members as B-roll. It'll rarely be relevant to what's being said, so don't worry too much.
My goal is to try to better establish what the crap a slideshow commentary community is for those not in the know, because not too many people
We
are.
have some... Oh, who are all these people who get introduced? Stackmaster 15!
My goal is to try to better establish what the crap a slideshow commentary community is for those not in the know, because not too many
Some guy!
people are in the know, and like, we've been here for years. We're kind of our own little niche. Some people show up, hear me talk about it, and don't know what it is, and like, yeah, let's talk about it. When you think about the commentary community, depending on who you are, you'll probably arrive to a plethora of different answers ranging from your leafy voice, your
Yes, true. Please, explain.
right opinions, to your turkey toms, or Tom Dark.
Hey, Turkey Tom mentioned.
I learned he's also going by. Maybe you guys think of the H-Bomber guys and Armored Skeptics if off the off chance you're more politically driven. I know YouTube tells me you guys watch a lot of Harley TBS, Spocker Tech, and those are all correct answers to come to. I don't really think there's too much of an invalid thought process on what kind of
Put my hands up, posting my dogs, the drama all flies away. Yeah, it's a party in the ACC. To quote Nickelback, burn it to the ground.
community makes a commentary, since it is such a broad genre that encapsulates
Oh, we have the definition of commentary, an expression of opinions or offering an explanation about an event or situation. I just offer you all pain.
a lot of facets to content creation. To me, though, there isn't just one commentary
Blaze the movie fan.
community, and I think trying to lump the likes of what Blaze the movie fan does to say someone like Augie RFC isn't exactly fair, since while they're both commentary in their style, their goals and topics differ greatly. And like, that makes sense. When you have such a genre as widespread as commentary where the goal is to give an opinion or
Ellie
explanation to
Momelli.
an event or situation, to give critique on where you think critique is due, then yeah, it's almost like it's going to be
We progress.
that people splinter off into their own subgenres and stylings that kind of separate us from the collective. I've heard that the individual labels come across as very arbitrary to people since, you know, there's so much overlap, and to a degree they're...
Can you get to the point?
Right? At the end of the day, to the general public, we're all seen as the lowest common denominator, leeching on negativity because none of us have any original bones in our body, which...
I mean, I like pain, but not this kind. I only offer the best pain.
Kind of an unfair assertion, but who am I to judge? The point is, yes, there is a lot of overlap to what these subgenres do, but I wouldn't call the labels of these subgenres arbitrary, as there is a very clear and defined goal within these individual channels. For instance, Harley reports on drama. Maybe they'll have a couple pennies laying about to give their 2 cents, but ultimately
True child porn, just kawaii art. Okay.
it's like YouTube news reporting. Not always my cup of tea, so to speak, but it's
No, I don't like the drama.
its job in being informative enough on the commentary culture. Spoctor, most of the time, hovers within the art
Womp womp.
commentary box, talking about predominantly art-related topics, though he does branch out from time to time, especially in recent years. ZZ's is kind of a video essayist, I think, but ultimately it's still
I think.
about fandom at the end of the day. Tipster does live stream commentary.
Tipster mentioned! You cannot escape the tippies everywhere.
I need to eventually get around to watching his stuff. And then you have me. I'm kind of like an overglorified reply girl from the days of old. But all joking aside, I do what could be described as response commentaries, where I take an individual video and just talk about that. My goal is to give criticism and to hopefully be entertaining enough while I do it. Whether or not
You're not.
I succeed is subjective. Personally, I think I'm too
Subjective, haha.
the point to really be one of the haha funny peeps of our community, but you know,
Who's that elf boy?
don't always have to be funny to be entertaining, or
How old is this video? 3 years ago. But I need to know, what is the ACC?
I'm told. The point is, my goal is to talk about individual videos, give my critiques on the video, and maybe debate the points that are given in them. It's not usually about big,
I
broad
might teach some ACC lingo. Spoctor's only allowed to be called that stupid fucking lizard.
topics like some of these other subgenres. I'm not out here sniffing out the next big creepshow art to talk about. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I hate drama.
What I'm trying to say. So let me go over some talking points and give you kind of a rundown to the best of my ability as to what this community is, what it does, and what it is trying to accomplish. Give you guys some recommendations to some
Their
of
accomplishments?
my fellow colleagues and friends, and I also took suggestions from Twitter and my community tabs for some extra things to talk about. As of writing this part of the script, I don't know how much was added from that, but we'll see in the finished product, I guess. Let's begin. What is slideshow commentary? The earliest SEC members, of course, didn't call the community the slideshow commentary community, but instead just call it what everyone else calls their subsects of the community and broaden the generalized term. The name
Why do you
slideshow
become loud, quieter?
commentary was something I coined joining this community as a reference to the visuals these videos took at the time, which were, for lack of a better descriptor, very 2008 slideshow AMV-esque. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing. My earliest videos in this style were like that, and I joined in 2015, but that's truly the best description that I can give the format. We will play individual segments from videos before cutting to whatever anime, video game, cartoon, movie, wrestler sometimes that we want to use as
Why do I feel like the pictures have nothing to do with it?
their talk sprites to argue or critique what we just played.
Oh my god, am I SCC now? I do not want to be SCC. Do I count as SCC?
Mind you, in recent years, we in the community have kind of started distancing from these particular avatars, either to opt into using our original characters, gameplay, or speed art footage.
Okay, I don't use anything of these else. Whew, I'm safe, I'm safe.
Every other community, but the name will probably stay, not only because it helps differentiate
Why are we closing in on the Frozen? Wikipedia? I'm confused. Oh, Nessie Monster!
us from people who don't do this style, but also because it calls back to our roots, and it's not like everyone has moved on anyway. As for the format outside of presentation, as stated before, it's response commentary. We take someone else's video and argue it, critique it, and maybe throw in some funny skits and ha-has in there for good measure.
Been a content creator for how long and still can't balance audio. Listen, she's only been at it for 6 years at this point, okay?
It's a very standard kind of format that again dates back to the days of reply videos. The topics are
Jacob, we're learning now. We're learning. What is the SCC?
extremely varied, ranging from something as benign as flawed reasoning behind subjective stances on video games, to something more serious like politics or drama. Oftentimes, you'll see a lot of us in this community cover anime topics or Pokemon, but if you just watch
Not the anime topics.
That's more or less a rarity. The goal of the slideshow commentary is criticism first and foremost, but oftentimes a lot of us will also strive for a level of entertainment to go along with it. Either in the
Okay,
form
the goal is never to torture a chat. Okay, I'm safe, I'm safe. Whew.
of light nudging at our target's expense, to varying degrees of success, skits where we get a cameo from a fellow member, creating characters for us to bounce off of, or even creating a whole ongoing story to go along with the commentaries themselves. Mind you, obviously this isn't as far as it goes, mileage does vary, but it's a general good idea as to what to expect the more you branch out. Slideshow commentary also has this habit of doing what are known as multi-degrees, which typically are
What are multi-degrees? Those are too many big words for me.
very confusing for newcomers. Like, I frequently see people come into sizable multi-degrees very confused, and while I personally think they're easy to understand, I'll break this down for those who might not fully get it. A multi-degree is when
I'm back, I had to recover. Well, back to more torture then. We are now learning what is the SCC.
commentator covers another commentary. The base video, or the root, is degree 0, with every subsequent commentary after it adding to said degree chain. So, for an example, let's say the base video is talking about why a cartoon character's genitalia is fucking
Why do you hate yourself so much? Listen, that causes me less pain than you all. I just love to torture you all with me.
gross, with degree 1 saying that the base video
I
is
am numb at this point.
overreacting, and then degree 2 comes in explaining how they're not. Then more commentators come in arguing about whether or not the penis is disgusting for like 6 degrees. Or say the base video is talking about why Twilight Sparkle has autism, with degree 1 coming in to make fun of the base video.
I do not hate you. This is how I show my love. This is how I show my love and care for you.
being autistic themselves.
Oh, who is autistic? Wait, I missed it. Who is autistic?
With degree 1 saying that the base video is overreacting, and then degree 2 comes in explaining how they're not. Then more commentators
Okay, the first one says everyone's overreacting, the second one says they're not. Okay, gotcha.
come in arguing about whether or not the penis is disgusting for like 6 degrees.
Oh,
Or
the penis is disgusting for 6 degrees. Gotcha.
say the base video is talking about why Twilight Sparkle has autism, with degree 1 coming
Listen, you all would have an intense discussion over if Twilight Sparkle has autism.
in to make fun of the base video for being autistic themselves. And then an argument breaks out within upwards of 12 degrees of just people in favor of or against the bullying of an autistic man. Mind you, these are both
You all bullied various degrees of the autistic people, okay?
very old examples, neither would slide in today's SCC, but I do hope that paints a somewhat accurate picture to what a degree chain can look like.
I didn't understand the word.
In another way, think of it like a comment thread, with each subsequent commentator specifying which arguments they're debating from the previous guy. These can be as short as like 2 or 3 replies to an upwards of 20. The record currently being 21, held by me. God help us if that's
What's a Stoodle's favorite Pokemon? I fear I don't know.
ever broken. I will admit that sometimes commentary chains can get a little convoluted. We have a pretty infamous one in our community known as the blob that ate everyone, containing an up
The blob that ate everyone. Oh, there's Doodles, I think. Who are these other people? There's Son Goku. Yeah, whatever that is.
upwards to 139 total videos, 140 if you count the lost one, that branch and intertwine with each other to the point some parts of the blob are completely removed from others, and that could be its own history lesson entirely, but at this point I'm rambling. The goal of a slideshow commentary is
The voice filter goes to sound like a girl or like a kid. General question. I think it was to sound like a girl.
to respond to videos, give possible feedback that a creator could maybe use to better their future work, possibly. It's mostly in good fun. A lot of us see critique and deconstruction as an enjoyable hobby, despite how much we'll sometimes joke about
Except if the critique or something is against you. Then you cry about how you were groomed and autistic.
Being in pain whilst we cover these videos. We're kinda weird like that. Now, hearing this, you might be thinking that other notable commentary communities aren't that much different. I'm sure the right opinion wouldn't do these multi-hour-long analysis of creators and dramas if he didn't to some degree enjoy critique. And you're correct. Literally anyone who does commentary does to some degree. We ain't special in that regard.
What? You're not special? I thought you were the specialist.
But then, how does it differ from other commentary communities?
This is a question I'm asking since the beginning.
This question is a bit hard for me to exactly pinpoint. Because I
Why do you make this video then?
definitely know there is a differentiation. Like,
If my cis goth BPD elf sounds like this, I ain't kissing her. Based, Len, based.
put us in a lineup with other commentators and you'd be able to pick us out pretty easily. But I'm not, like, sure how to put it into words.
Then why do you make a video?
I guess intent? I feel like that would be the big one. I notice some of the people who try to break into specifically this community think of us either like what Leafy did, or think of us like the, you know...
What?
The Drama Boys. Those channels certainly have their place. The Drama Boys...
Oh, Hornet, the drama boys, they have the place, guys. They have the place. Doodletones approves of their place.
about things that are typically seen as a bit more important. You know, explaining what problematic behaviors to look out for in a person. Typically if they're abusive, overtly sexual, or slimy. You know the ones. And the remnants of the Leafy Boys are pure, unadulterated entertainment. Cringe culture might be dead, but fuck it. We enjoy the fire. So I'm not knocking them even though I do have my criticisms. Those criticisms are not important. The point is, people are very quick to assume the type of content we do is one thing over what it actually is. While we're no
Then explain to me what it is, Doodles. What is it?
To drama, it's certainly not our bread and butter, and most of us would rather avoid it.
Guys, drama is not our bread and butter. We are better.
Given the opportunity. I know that kind of stunts our overall growth because drama is what brings in those numbers, and petty response videos aren't exactly the most appealing forms of content to the general public. But like,
What are your videos then? Even your explaining the diaper stuff came across as petty.
like, it's what we like doing. It's relatively easy content to make, and personally, I may just be speaking for myself when I say this, making drama content is not as fun as just covering a more benign topic like, this guy says being slow is worse than bestiality in his Sonic list. I don't know.
I rather talk about any stupid drama than bestiality. My sister inquires, what is wrong with you?
No, it's all in good fun over here. We
It's all in good fun to talk about Sophia.
entertainment out of a good debate, and we hope to further bring that entertainment to our audience. However, we're also not out here to bully people, despite how frequently
Well, that worked out well for y'all.
we get labeled as such. We do give our critique, and sometimes it can come off as a little on the harsher,
Y'all are cry bullies.
sometimes more vindictive tone, but even that can just be boiled down to poor form. It happens. Generally speaking, unlike the few leafy bros there are left out there, we try to focus on making a point. Even if it's a bad
Guys, we, instead of these drama farmers, we are making a point.
even if it comes in the form of how one addresses
I feel like everything she's saying is going into my ear and getting out of the other one like a small mosquito.
the topics they cover.
Do you want to watch Carmen Ryder do? No, I'm here to learn! I'm here to learn from the expert.
Even if it comes across as really nitpicky sometimes, a point is more often than not trying to be made, so we're a little
We
bit
are
above
getting educated by Doodletones themselves.
categories, but like a happy medium to the more extreme sides of commentary, you know? We're very room temperature is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, we're very room temperature, guys. No grooming happening here. Nothing ever happens.
Not everyone's cup of tea, but we like it that way. There's also, of course, the general aesthetic of everything.
Nothing ever happens, guys. Nothing ever happens. Don't look at it.
Again, I know in recent years the slideshow commentary community at times has become visually indistinguishable from other communities in certain videos, but like, overall we still use anime avatars. We'll still make videos where we present ourselves in avatar form. We
No. Don't bring this point up. Don't bring this point up. No, please.
still make these, like, really fun intro cards that some people are just super good at making. We still interact with each other more frequently than other communities. We'll still use skip carts to show our audience what we're skipping. The roots of our community still exist, even if they're not always present, and that presentation is definitely one of our more defining factors when putting us in a lineup. It's not to say that other communities don't
This person sounds very high-pitched. Jacob, no! Really? Really, Jacob?
use avatars. You can look as far
No, I don't know. No. Guys. No. Stop it. No. Stop it right there. Don't say another word. No, Saint, you too. Shut up.
To see examples of another community that does something similar.
No, there's no allegations. Nothing ever happens.
However, considering our broader topics, the way we present our points in a responsive you say, I say way, and the
Yen, you said another word. You know what you get. You get the rope. Bad.
kinds of avatars we use, you can still 9 times out of 10 pick out a slideshow commentator from an art commentator, and after all is said and done, if on the off chance you find one of the rogue commentators out there in the wild that happens to share a lot of what I've described here, at that point it just kind of comes down to
nothing is over until I say it's over.
Because really that's the ultimate deciding factor, isn't it? How they wish to associate. But generally these are good keynotes to what makes us, you know? I hope that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Who do you recommend in this community?
Right, so let's hear Doodletones recommendations.
So this is probably the longest segment of the video because it'd be really easy to just recommend.
Rope, that's a death threat. I'm calling you out. No, listen, the rope is around, you see, around the little body, so no death.
And myself, alongside the likes of Blaze the Movie Fan and Ponder Sprocket, as
Ponder Sprocket,
we are, as of this video, the 3 biggest names that either associated or still do associate
This won't, the recommendations probably won't age poorly, right?
Community. But instead, I think I'm just gonna throw a bunch of names at you guys because...
Oh yeah, give me all the names. Give me the names, Doodles. Give me the names. Who gets on my list?
I do certainly have my own favorites and people I would recommend very highly. I wouldn't want to just brush off those that I don't watch that frequently, as I think everyone
Come on, Doodles, give me your recommendations.
Strengths and weaknesses, and a good recommendation is one that comes down to what the individuals themselves are looking for. So I'm gonna try my best to categorize what I personally...
Dew, if you're SCC, then Lio is your dad. When the code's getting bleed. No. Listen, I'm the abandoned child.
think for the strength each of these commentators excel
I
at,
never spoke to my dad.
and just kind of throw them all at you guys. You can determine what to do with these names on your own time, and who knows, maybe you'll find an inspiration or a favorite amongst them. So if you're here at this video, there's a pretty decent chance you already watch my pretty subpar content.
Oh my god, get to your recommendations.
Kind of gal. I'm not exactly a CC funny woman. And so if you like the way that I tackle a video and want a focus more on the debatey side of the SCC...
Oh my god, the debate roast of the SCC.
I could easily recommend the likes of Stagmaster15, who brings his own
Stagmaster 15, of course.
brand of dry wit to the table, but also sticks in that middle ground tone.
Listen, technically I am SCC due to my video style. Ha! Ha! Dweep!
That shows which side of commentaries he's much more focused on. Kirby Star Warrior is really good at clarifying points in a more concise way that allows an audience member to understand something that they otherwise might not grasp. Bummer Patrol is another good example of a commentator who's direct. Then there's Pink Robot, who's kind of garnered a reputation in this community as the SCC wildcard.
Pink Robot, okay. Hi Mercury! You missed most of the pain! I'm so sad.
Fully grasp given her text-to-speech delivery, but like, I say it's worth watching if you like what I...
Saint! That's it. Rope for you.
I do over here. On a more extreme side, I guess I could bring up the more politically inclined of this community, I guess. Look, not all of us steer clear of the mentally exhausting topics. Some of us embrace it, and this can be certainly seen in the likes of people like Toganium, Neko Koda, and Automagic Critic, who all 3 I know have recently been
Literally don't know any of these people.
diving into those kinds of topics. Nothing wrong with that, mind you, it's just something that I've noticed. And hey, you know what? There's
Okay, I
an
heard of Nekokoda, but I don't remember very good.
audience for that. And people like Darkness Stone and Jokun, the latter who I wasn't even sure associated with us to begin with, but he's got an SCC page.
Yeah, you didn't see the actual hanging rope. Welcome to my chat functions.
He's in POG, so who am I to argue?
You fell off since you went to the ACC.
These are people who do kind of teeter in that Venn diagram center of drama channel and slideshow commentator. At least that's what I kind of gathered looking at Jokun's page. I'm not exactly sure on that one though. I also know that Heaton meets.
I was about to say it's probably good when it's names I didn't hear about before. I don't know. I'm only interested in the bad ones.
Has plans to kind of cover some topics like the latter category, so maybe you can also watch her if you're interested to see her takes about that. She also does D&D stuff too. Watch her Lore of Laureate stuff. That said, if you want people who are more driven by the notion of being entertaining without teetering the line of joke channel, I can highly recommend Avi Haltman CTSW, who does most of the writing for the police videos that we do over here on my channel.
You have police videos?
In case you want a good idea of what kind of humor he has. Bowser Dude X, who I can best describe as a living meme machine, as he kinda just bounces shit off a wall and see what lands. Bennett the Human, whose commentaries are all currently hiding in a void, but from what I've seen has a certain sarcastic wit to them that I don't see from many other commentators. And Sarah Dust, who just exudes crackhead energy. Like there's not a better way to describe him. I could also recommend people like Keyblade Master and...
Okay, those are not the recommendation I would have expected, I'll be honest.
And Dr. Mario 360. Both who maybe don't always...
Oh! Keyblade Master is a name I heard before. Isn't that the one that got into trouble with Lyo?
Hit that funny bone to me, but both are pretty good.
You think these people are happy to be shouted out now? It was 3 years ago, but they probably look back at this and are like, boy, can you please take this video down?
Being that middle ground, enough to where I could definitely see someone liking their content. I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the flat-out joke channels like Master TP10's Almighty Pickle, Artemi Musha's Monsieur Popo, and my own Cancer the Weeaboo. But teetering just off that line, like if you really want to push your level of jokesters in the SCC, then you can look to Rank 7 Yu-Gi-Oh!, also known as Lorenzo. He's been around a while and is very commonly seen.
No, I was thinking of another Lorenzo. This is not the Lorenzo I think about, I think.
Outsiders is just a troll account, but like, I promise you...
Listen, you can't just say Tippy Keyblade drama. Now I just see Tipster with a Keyblade.
Not. As someone who has worked with the guy in the past, he is a legitimate commentator in our community. He just presents it way differently than the rest of the community does, and that's not a bad thing by any means. It's just the biggest juxtaposition from the rest of the community by far.
Yes, it is famous, Jade. Oh, true, Jadeita! True, the Jadeita was also named Lorenzo. Is this him? Is this him? Is this the Italian?
And like, he doesn't really get acknowledged.
I know why Doodles is shouting that up. Doodles was also an editor for Jar, so...
that frequently in the community anymore, but he's still kicking, he's still around, and maybe you could check him out too. If you want people who I think are our best editors, people who really push that boundary on what a slideshow commentary can look like.
Listen, they trauma bonded over both being editors for Jar.
Then I will immediately point you to the likes of Horace Tome, who's always been one of the SCC's best editors.
The Italian man he kissed!
Luxter, who will never admit to being a phenomenally great editor, but will promptly be fought when denying it. Yes, I'm calling you out, sir. Tuyun, whose editing isn't exactly the most complex, but it's still a style I kind of vibe with. It's like a mix of old school SCC and modern SCC. It's unique for sure. And Hypochromia, who, while I will say sometimes needs to work on their audio balancing and argumentation...
Honey, you cannot talk about audio balancing, okay? I'll be honest here, you cannot make this argument.
Definitely is an underrated editor in this community. I've never seen someone go so far out of their way to give their stills that much life before, and I definitely have to commend their patience with keyframing as much as they do it. Like, no cap, they have a lot of potential. If you want to see more of what our SCC veterans do, I can promise you they definitely don't post that frequently, you know? They have lives, but when they do, it's normally an event because they're very good at what they do. People like Artemi Musha, who personally is one of my favorite commentators. TOG Professor, if he ever decides to post again, he was my
Page for you to talk about audio doodle. Glass houses. Glass houses and stones doodle. They don't go well together.
inspiration for commentaries. YBS91, also known as Hobbs, who used to be seen as a figurehead of the community circa 2011. Ricky Ray 102, he's normally got a good grip on both argumentation and humor. A lot of the stuff of his that I've seen has aged pretty well, at least.
Watch me writing down all the names and looking at where they are today.
to my recollection. Loudman Styles, who's probably been around the longest out of any of us.
Well, let's be honest, it's nice. Doodle's shouting out a lot of smaller of them. It's nice.
Scarlet Otaku.
Listen, I give him one W, even though most of them probably wish they weren't shouted out by Doodles by now.
Master TV 10, Azumanga Diofan 101, Space Guru 5, Realm Wars II. There's quite a
Now you're just shouting out everyone.
few of them still around, actually. Point is, if you wanted to know kinda how
Of course, now we have Ponder's Pocket.
slideshow commentators of old did their videos. Some of these, especially their older work, could definitely
Listen, I just have to go down the list and there will be someone who has some niche accusations against them.
give you an insight to that. If you like the idea of ongoing stories and commentaries, something that our community had picked up on fairly recently, you have the likes of Lunatic the Game, who got their Persona-styled commentary lore Arcana commentaries. Firebolt PT, who's been building up this anime of his for a bit now. Boonslayer, arguably the originator for
Boonslayer.
ongoing stories and commentaries, if not Solar Fenrir. And because I've been holding off on mentioning him up to this point, Aaron Tempest, the man of lore himself, who, look, unironically is probably the best commentator in this community. Like,
Okay.
it's really hard to find another person who kind of just checks a lot of boxes to what someone might be looking for in this community. Just generally give him a watch. You're doing yourself a disservice not doing so. I need to close out the segment eventually, and while I could keep throwing
how
names
long
out
is
there,
this
and I
list?
would love to list off the likes of Dark Carnival Commentaries, Donimation, Umbrus, Codename 401, Barrel Cord, Azov 101,
Don't
Nessie
know.
Monster,
Ah!
Mad,
Nessie Monster. Ah! I saw it. I saw Nessie Monster. Finally, someone I know. Got him. We got him.
Monster, Maz, Comet Coon, Enigma Phantom, Blazing Larvesta, Avalonian Sky, 64 BC Man, Blazing Hope, Daisy Foxtrot, Fractured Light, Agent.
By now, it just sounds like a list getting rattled down. I have a very hard time not putting my brain on, like, just letting the train drive through.
Justice 90, Sword Cine, Sean S, Supersonic Warp 15, Pepper Tay, Mavscom Dump, Jeff's Toot Stuff, Limbo Foz Frame, Angel Sentoki, Transformers Fan Code 328, Crimson Paladin, Raven Pines Commentaries,
Wait, Crimson Paladin? Then I think I heard this name before.
Nova Starshock, 8363 MTR, and probably a small handful that I'm forgetting. This community sometimes even escapes my own scope
You don't shout out. You don't shout out. My favorite fuchsia butter? How dare you?
of people that I know, which is why, to close out this segment, I'll recommend the channels of the Purely Odd Grandmasters and the Cloud Palace.
Hi,
These are
Cloudy!
channels that act as a hub
Welcome
for
to More
slideshow
Pain.
commentators to work together and kind of advertise better. And so if you just want to be introduced to the other community members, you really can just go browsing. Like, most of the community members are in at least one of these two groups. How do you join this community? I guess the same way you join any community, really. You jump in, make content that coincides with what the community does, interact with its members,
No
and
jar shout out. Terrible, terrible.
they choose to associate with us, and boom, you're a part of the community, I guess. Like,
No fuchsia, Zizi.
we're not gonna gatekeep if someone truly does wish to associate with us. We try to be more welcoming than that. This might just be me being cynical, but the worst case scenario is you come in, do some stupid shit, and give us commentary material.
Star Sprinter, now you make up words. What the fuck is Neo CC?
Or worse than that, you become
That
one of
just makes me think neo-Nazi CC.
those more distanced from members that have a pretty overall negative stigma surrounding them. Not from making bad videos, mind you. We all do that here and we understand it happens, but Because you decided.
Yes, Fishy, I saw your meme. I will show the Fishy meme. New meme by Fishy. Beautiful art, a work of art. Oh, Tippy Milk. The Tippy Milk is there. The plush are there. It's beautiful. I don't talk about any CC summer I swear to fucking God.
And maybe start some shit with our locals. Either way, in the words of the only outsider who has acknowledged this community in a positive light thus far, Mally Malware, it comes down to vibes.
Molly!
How much do you gel with the members that are already here? Do you intend to make a good first impression or a bad one? Like, we're a small village, really. Most of us know each other.
We're a small village. I just gave you 1,000 names, but actually we're very small.
They're on a somewhat decent level. And even if we don't always get along, there's a level of connection between us. It truly is a commentary community. Roll credits. I never really understood why this question is so common, and nor have I particularly cared for it. It implies that because we're so tight-knit that we're basically gated off, but put it this way. When I joined, I didn't even know—
Name, why you delete Chris? Why did you delete Chris message with poor Melly? Name!
this community existed, let alone was out to ingrain myself in it nearly as much as I am now. People found me, hated my stuff, rightfully so, it sucked, and then reached out to me
Chris
to try
got
to be chill
silenced.
with me. Now I'm making a video explaining what this
No, you were trying to silence Chris.
community is to outsiders. I've been labeled as a figurehead by many antis as much as I hate that label. I run the biggest commentator group this community has ever seen, and some people who willingly did join this community, for some reason, cite me as an inspiration. My joining was a total accident,
Oh, I joined a total accident, guys.
but here we are. Just get involved. That's really the best way to join anywhere.
My phone decided to not like this message. You know what? Fair.
Period. Even to groups outside the SCC. Miscellaneous questions from you. I was gonna bring up the criticisms the SCC faces in this segment, but I decided against it. If you really want to hear the criticisms we get
I knew the day would come when name goes mad with power.
super often, I have a video about that on my second channel. So,
Frankenstein's SCC rant, a collection of community criticism.
to
Oh, it's
move
only 44 minutes long?
on from that, I did ask you guys to bring up some additional questions about the community to answer. Some of you guys asked things that I already planned on bringing up, or maybe
You know what, Pimenta, you're right.
kinda similar in their vibes, so I just wound up with 4 of them to really play on. So, to address each individually, when planning for topics
The true Chris is the friend we made along the way.
that you'll be commentating on, is there a set topic that you need to follow? Do you have to focus on a specific controversy / situation that
Guys, do we get like the plan? The cabal, you know? Can we only talk about the approved topics?
seems popular / serious? Or can you talk about something less serious? We don't really care what you cover.
Unless we don't like it.
As I said, the SCC pockets a wide scope of topics that can range from political discourse to something as silly as video games. The main defining points of a slideshow
I think this is when SCC was microscopic. She just named 1,000 names, Saint!
commentary is individual video critiques done in a certain stylization, so ultimately the topics you cover is up to you. In fact, I highly recommend talking about the things you're passionate
These are not my people.
about, because those tend to make for better commentaries.
Shut up,
Is the
Yen, you're
only way
already
to get
hanging.
in the limelight, as it were, just to have a popular or semi-popular people commentate on you, or is there a pipeline to follow to get noticed?
Oh my god,
Yes.
guys, how do I get famous?
I don't know, this question is weird to me. Like, if you wanted the line
I have a YouTube video, OST autism. Every time a YouTuber puts a nice OST, I just stop listening to them and focus on that OST.
limelight, why join a community where
Oh. We have the list. We have the list. Wait. Thank you very much. And save. Boom, boom. For later use.
It's rare to see a member get over 1,000 subscribers, and even rarer to see a member with 10k. I mean, I guess unless this video somehow gets more people interested in what we do and the climate of the community as a whole changes, if you're coming in here for clout, you're joining the wrong community, buddy.
Maybe just try to be funnier.
But I guess from a relative standpoint, if you want to be noticed...
Listen, I just want to see where they are now, okay? Also, I'm a little shitter myself. I can mess with the little shitter.
within this community, then yeah, you're probably gonna have to talk to people, obviously. We're already in a position where we kind of need to be told when someone is even associating with the community to begin with, because some people share our general aesthetic while being explicitly distant from us. Otherwise, yeah, even someone...
Have you tried being a good person? No, they haven't. And I also haven't. Name, are you calling me a good person? Name, aww.
Secluded as pink robot still needed someone to point out her existence to the rest of us for a starting point to get her mechanical foot through the door. I don't know what to tell ya. So, I'm not new here, but I have always wondered, what happened to the SCC in 2011 and 2012 that...
Content warning, talks of abuse. Skip to 2613 if you want to avoid it. No, content warning is to me like spoilers, don't spoiler it.
Changed it so drastically. I've heard it referenced here and there, but since it's been so long, I don't know if the records of it still exist. Answering that, or perhaps giving a brief overview of the history of the SCC, would be really cool. I mean, I only joined in late 2015, so everything I've heard are the campfire stories from the longer-lasting members. They can probably speak up in the comment section to correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there was a video by an ex-community member called Beastly Evie that talked about how she didn't really support gay marriage but wouldn't lose sleep over it being legalized, and a series of very vague events led to the big shot at the time, MSkull01, known currently as Baseclef Eli, kinda harassing her over it. Some other members of...
Oh, there are so many ACC people who use pre-existing character for their avatar. Reasons.
The community spoke up about it, and Eli wound up taking shots at as many people as he could on Twitter, leading to the eventual burnout of members and probably killing a lot of the drive for the community.
Have you tried not being a filthy degen? They can't, Webuser. They got groomed into this behavior.
At large. Arguably, a year later, another ex-commentator, who at the time was known as Ryan Rhino Mills, who is presently a trans woman by the name of Rachel Mills, came in with her own commentaries, which undeniably sparked back up enough interest to kind of revive the community and kind of...
Oh yeah, excuse me, name. That's not the ACC, that's the SCC. Very, very different.
The general climate of how we approach video creation. Considering what's been going on with her currently, allow me to say that is not an easy statement to say in modern times, but that might be a story for another day. Maybe for a future video.
Oh, another day, another day.
And we can make a cohesive history lesson for newcomers.
Oh yeah,
that
please, please. She never did it. It's 3 years ago.
I wouldn't mind yelling about the Alt-CC drama again. What I'm more inclined to know is why aren't there more of these types of commentaries being featured or being made? Has there really been little
blah blah, those are boring.
To commentate on?
Conclusion.
Conclusion, I guess? So I hope this video gives you the incredibly brief crash course on a little-known community of, actually, nerds that have been here for easily over a decade now. Maybe I'll do more videos like this where I just go more in depth of the community's history.
No, you're a terrible teacher.
Though that'll require a lot of help from people that were around during each major SCC history event. But I'm sure I can manage piecing something together if you guys have become more interested. That said, I also hope I've introduced you guys to some other members of our community.
Yes, you gave me the list.
Let's find some favorites.
Thank you.
And generally, I hope you guys have a good day. Take care.
Bye-bye. This is the SCC, Lan. SCC, not the ACC. Don't forget, don't forget. And now, we get to Doodle's last video 9 months ago, when the FCK came up and the FCK leaks happened. They got in a call with Doodles, confronted her, and Doodles was like, I'm going, and cried. So let's do it.
I'll admit, I kinda dreaded logging back in to upload this, but I've been working on rectifying the assery I've demonstrated up to this point, And part of that was talking to Lakamoka Laka again yesterday.
Now Star Sprinter is just making names up. Alt CC, Neo CC. Those aren't real words.
I'll play what was said to me after I finished saying what I want to say, but Laka told me that the FCK victims felt hurt by what I've had to say.
No. The FCK victims felt hurt that you investigated the FCK and found yourself and your friends to be innocent. Crazy. Crazy how this goes. Also, before I forget. Bloop. Wait. Ash also recently talked about some ACC cringe. Definitely check them out. Check them out. Don't forget to subscribe. Check them out. Or I'm coming for you.
And what I've done up to this point. And their request of me is to step away. At the very least for a long time. And go and get therapy. And so
Doodletones gets therapy. I love it. Every time. Every time people get into drama. I'm going to get therapy.
Figured I would allow this to be explained because I don't know when or even if I'm coming back, and it's not really fair to those who will want to know why. But I've done too much damage already, and
I've done too much damage.
I'm sorry.
I will unsubscribe from here and subscribe to Ash. Fair name, fair.
Again, I'll let the call do the rest of the explaining for me. But I would like to disclaim first that I was rather shaken up prior to that point. As you'll hear, I won't deny I've been melting down a lot about the situation.
Down to this name, I want my cat stream. Chris has been waiting with folded breath for the cat stream. Listen, Chris, only 5 more and you get the cat stream.
It started, and as any of my friends could tell you, I've been rather stressed about everything since it started with Mad Lips, so...
Oh, damn Mad Lips again! Throwing poor diaper noodles under the bus.
You hear me break at a few points in the call?
Oh, you hear me break? Oh, I love it.
Now
you're just making me excited for this call, damn.
Just kind of a warning to those who might feel uncomfortable about it. You have been warned. Anyway, here's the locker.
No, Ash content will not make you want to gouge your eyes out. Ash did some ACC, but Ash also builds Gundams and plays games.
And this is goodbye. Hey.
Oh no, this is goodbye.
Hello, Miss Doodles. We're here to discuss the consensus of what the victims want from this.
We are here to discuss the consensus of what the victims want from this. Why do they sound so official? Damn.
Is that acceptable?
Oh, that's perfectly acceptable. I was actually going to be something I was going to
Ew,
ask.
what's a crackling?
Yeah, that's why this call took a little bit. I was getting the consensus from some of the victims that what they want going forward from this, because I'm trying to get an understanding what they all want out of this.
No, and and Ash also builds Zoids and sometimes talk about thumbnails and much more.
And so I got the consensus. One of the consensus is therapy is
we have decided you need therapy.
What they want happen, because they do think that you could they don't, this is not for a derogatory way, this is just, it's for your own benefit. They do agree therapies.
There's therapy in an endearing way and therapy in a derogatory way.
Probably the best option here. Another thing is I've asked all quite a bit of their thoughts on this. The main consensus is you probably should leave your platform for a hiatus for a time being while you go to therapy and work on yourself. That is the main consensus. Is
all they do now is sitting in their room and playing video games.
Like a hiatus, at bare minimum, to go work upon the therapy and any issues. That is the main consensus. There are some
We
victims
decided you need to get a job in therapy.
that do want you to leave, but the main general ones from the others is a hiatus. That is what I've gathered from asking all of them their thoughts on the matter, and I do think the agreeable approach would just be a hiatus and you get therapy to work upon any issues.
You said that like 3 times now.
That way, you can come back at a later point in a better mental
Doodletones needs to come back with an even shittier voice changer.
state, knowing better, and any issues you may have not been aware of have been sufficiently
The
sorted
council has decided you must touch grass.
through. You've got
I sentence you to grass touching.
treatment for, and all of that. That's the main consensus that they are more so in agreement on. There are some that are more like because of some of the things they don't want you coming back to your platform, but
That's
the
understandable.
general, yeah, some of them
I-
are in agreement for the long hiatus,
Oh, some of them say, get gone, get gone.
but we are all in agreement that therapy is probably the best option to help you improve from any issues.
Yes, Len has the amazing idea. Doodle should update their sonar and make it robot and add a robot filter to the mosquito. Yes! Len, you have the most amazing idea.
Because we don't want you harmed in any way. We don't wish ill will upon you. We want to make that very clear. But the general consensus is you should
You suck.
get therapy and go take a hiatus
Just go.
for some time. And hiatus doesn't mean a couple months. It means a while until
You may return in 10 years.
these issues are sorted out. I'm just trying to make that clear. But I'm just being upfront with you what I've talked to a lot of them about, because they are upset. They've been looking into this outside of myself, and they do feel some things about the situation.
Say, what things they feel? Disgusted? Abhorrent? Hate?
There are some that are very angry, and I'm just here to express some of their concerns, some of their pain, and
I am the voice of the victims.
consensus, though, is the long hiatus with the therapy. Since you asked, like, what did the victims want out of this, that is the general consensus.
Mhm.
There are some that do want you to stay off your platform, but
Yeah.
they are not the majority, and I'm just letting that known. But did you need to ask me anything in the meantime? And just because I since this
I'm out of words to say. Please ask me something.
is probably going to be the last conversation we'll probably have,
Ooh.
because if you are going to go with those terms, I do know that you're
I'm fell asleep and end up here again. Hello to your nightmare, Mr. Gunner, once again. I truly am your sleep paralysis demon.
not going to be online for a little while. So is there anything you need to say?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just.
Okay, thanks for your wise words. Goodbye.
I had like a whole thing written out to kind of help me get through this, but
Oh, I had a speech prepared.
no, that all those are fair. I was actually planning on leaving my platform anyway at this point. 'cause
I wanted to say how I was groomed, actually. So I didn't see all the red flags, and I also have depression and tried to kill myself a bunch of times. And so actually I'm the victim here. But I will leave because no one wants me anyways.
I don't think I can handle it.
If you feel that is the best for your mental well-being, I understand your endeavor, and I'll support you if that's the case, because I don't want anyone harmed in all of this. I want everyone to be okay.
Too soft.
But if that could help interfere with your therapy in your recovery to improve any issues, then I will understand that decision.
No.
I'm just here to communicate what's going on.
Yeah, so I would be like, so, Doodletones, you investigated this shit and said there's nothing wrong. We saw some shit, the victims are very fucking angry, they told me to lynch you. But so we decided, fuck off. Bye.
On.
No, I
And
know.
I do apologize. Yeah, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to relate
I am here to hurt you, don't worry, I got
the
you.
issues. And sorry for the. Is there anything else?
You know, I was just going to say because I feel like you also deserve an apology.
Oh, everyone deserves an apology. Group hug.
I'm sorry for what I had said in that initial call. I'm sorry that I kind of just played it off as if nothing happened. I'm sorry that I was dishonest and that, you know, if you felt like I had lied to you, then I'm sorry that I lied to you.
Of course, I mean hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to those victims.
The victims say, fuck you.
I didn't.
Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to breathe.
Oh my god, yes, make breathing exercises with him.
I don't want, you know, just breathe. It's all right. Just breathe. Just sort out your thoughts a bit. So, because I am going to relay what's being said, and I do want you to be able to get out what you need to say. So just take a minute to breathe. Grab some water if you need to.
Too late to cry now.
It's all right. I don't have a gun to your head. It's all good.
No, but I just.
No, it's just Doodletones breathing really hard into the microphone.
I just hate.
Just breathe.
I just hate how I've been fucking everything up left and right.
Oh my god, we do the pathetic round, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to use any of the victims for, like, a shield or as a defense. And I thought trying to put the conversation back on, like, ZZ and Toasty would help. But I see that.
Nah, you were like, oh, weren't you in the call with Zoom and be like, no, the victims need to reclaim their story. Oh, now you're like, oh, I want to put the attention back on Zizi and Toasty. You know, why would people look at me and Nezzy? We didn't groom.
It didn't.
Yeah, well, that's because the server as a whole needed to be discussed, and there were a lot of people that were aware of this by the time they left.
Like you and Nezzy Monster.
In it, and that caused harm too, because that.
And then Nezzy Monster just called one of the victims a dirty liar.
Was enabling the harm, and they needed someone to say something, and that's why a lot of them do feel hurt.
There's a date to it, wait. This was uploaded in 23rd of May, 2024.
Because upon finding out, that's why I'm just relaying.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just take a moment to breathe a little, okay?
Is Doodle's age regressing?
All right, but yeah, that's what they're trying to express, because, yes, Miss ZZ and Toasty are vile people, and yes, we are going to talk about them, but a lot of people saw them being vile and even joined it and didn't do anything to
Doodles, you saw it, and you know.
To stop it. People saw it and let it happen. And when people did try to talk about this, no one came to help them.
Nah, you know, because when Akumu tried to talk it for 5 fucking years, he was crazy and just wanted to go against every single one of you. And he took the attention away from the victims, as you claimed. Interesting, Doodles, interesting.
They were silenced, they were harassed, and some of them chased offline and hurt very badly. And that's why I'm here, because they have trauma from this, and they're hurt really badly. That's why I'm here to say, like, hey, like,
But who thinks of my trauma?
The consensus for
Doodles in the storm, there's a groom on the road. If you give the tunes a ride, your kids won't be fine. Doodles on the storm.
what they want to do for each of the people in the server. And this was the one towards you. Because some are upset that by the time you left, you were aware of the culture that Toasty was doing in that server to kids.
I didn't know it was 2 kids, though.
Well...
Oh, wait.
Were aware of the culture that Toasty was doing in that server to kids.
I didn't know it was 2 kids, though.
I didn't know of those kids.
Well,
all I knew,
that's...
as I tried to clear up in my statement, I didn't know the age of, like, Mimi or Teddy. I didn't...
You knew about Slumers. Slumers was in the Big Madame drama. And you knew that Nazi Monster and Ponders would make a video on it, shitting on Akumu. So you definitely knew Slumers, and there was a Slumers channel where you posted in. Don't you bullshit me now.
I know the age of Slummers. I do know that you had been particularly frustrated by that, but...
Yes.
I was in there. I was told that Slummers was not.
What? While I was in there, I was told Slummers was not in there, or Slummers was not 15.
But that's still a thing, because by the time you left, you told me that you became aware.
Oops.
And that's the problem.
I know what I said in that call, but I panicked.
I panicked! Oh, so I lied, because I panicked.
Unfortunately, that can't be retracted.
I know.
That the damage is done.
I know.
Why are they both crying now?
And I don't intend to try to undo that damage.
Like, well, I understand you're upset, and that's why I'm trying to keep level with you. But the fact that there has been a lot of harm to these kids, and you told me nothing was done because you didn't have any experience,
I didn't see anything wrong.
Hurting a lot of them because you had contact with people that could, and that has hurt quite a bit of them because you talked to Ponder, you talked to quite a few people who do, and none of them were reached out to. And when these victims were getting attacked, because some of them did come out publicly saying they were groomed.
And then you all were like, oh, liar.
No one came to save them. People in this community knew. Multiple people were told, from what I heard from the victims. Like, even
Kumu tried to tell a lot of people.
Ones outside of the FCK, there's some people that were told about this. And no one helped them. And that's why, like, I'm here to express, like, that's why they're upset. Because they didn't make their silence, like, their suffering wasn't silent. It was loud. And everyone looked away or joined in the silencing. And, like, there's pain there. And that's why I'm here.
Doodles, you as a grooming victim yourself, you should understand.
Because I know a lot of them, if they were in here, wouldn't be able to handle that pain, and they would lash out, and I'm trying to keep this level so you can understand that hurt they feel. Because...
I'm not screaming at you so you can understand the pain they felt. Doodles, do you feel it?
It hurt them, Doodle. This hurt a lot of them. And I'm not here to be a villain to you. I'm here to tell you
Be the villain. Aren't you tired of being nice?
about that pain. And I'm here to tell you, like, because you're not seeing the devastation.
Do hand me a rope. No, that's my rope. Only I get to pull the rope.
That's being done. And that's why I'm here to relay, like, hey, they needed that help. I know you didn't know what to do. You could have reached out.
You didn't know what to do? Doodle has been in contact with fucking Lio. Doodle has been in contact with many creators. Doodle is someone who talked proudly about their days of predator hunting.
Could have done, like, to ponder, maybe look up online something. There's options that could have been done that weren't. And these kids got hurt more and more to the point that a lot of them need serious help now. This has affected their mental development, Doodles. They're gonna have some serious issues for the rest of their life because of some of the damage done. That's why I'm so upset. Because I see the damage. That's why they can't come in the call, because if they were to be put in this call,
Listen, I would have loved to see Doodles getting ripped into pieces by a bunch of teenagers.
Gonna be a mess. And that's at best case. And that's why I'm trying to relate to you, like, the harm that was done here. The fact that a lot of the community knew. Nothing was done. No one said anything. And the ones that knew of, like, the grooming extent, you know, like, Junkie knew about the grooming. And nothing was done. That has devastated so many. And I'm not here to, like, off with your heads. I'm here to be the
I am saying it, off with your heads!
Messenger of what they feel. Because a lot of them
Be gone, Diapertones!
can't express how they feel.
But also come back, so I can make fun of you.
And how they feel is utterly devastated. They are in shambles. And that's why I'm saying, like, there needs to be a, like, if you feel it's appropriate to leave your platform, we understand. But
You just told your demand that they leave your platform.
feel like people need to go to therapy. They need to take away from the internet for a while so they can actually get the help they need.
My leg just gave out. I'm blaming you, Do. It was I.
Because whatever allowed you guys to allow this to occur for so long.
POV, what is like dating Do? Be gone! But also come back.
is a dangerous sign for the future. And they don't
So true.
want this repeating again. And I am in full agreement of that.
Damn, that's a hot take! We don't want it to be repeated, you know?
Because they are scared there are more kids like this. And I'm also of that same fear. And we'd want to make sure that doesn't happen. So, like, this is not us saying, like, you're the devil. We're trying to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Literally the devil. The imp. The diaper imp.
So everyone can be in a better position and feel safe. And we feel like this is the safe and best option that can help everyone involved. Is that agreeable for you, Doodle?
Doodle already agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that needs to be stated?
No.
Nah.
Okay. Well, I wish you well on your endeavors and try to have a better day.
Right.
Doodle's literally in tears. Try to have a better day. Yeah, so sadly since then, nothing came of Doodles again. Doodle be gone. And just one thing I need to show. Doodle's first videos 9 years ago. Roblox. So much Roblox. Then we had Doodlecom. 12 Hours Mousetrap. The Nintendo one. When CC... Oh, they had so many different things. Different avatars. Jesus. There's even a teddy. Oh, this is when they got their own thing. Raven ruined my childhood. Damn. That's some tough stuff. Feminine Vietnam flashbacks. Hating your assumptions. 3 birds with 1 boulder. Stranger than non-fiction. Ongoing crashing. Never met a sane Roblox player. We should have known. They should have known. Why is got there? Don't ask questions you don't want answered. But with that, we are done. I can't stand more of the voice. I hope you learned, my dear viewers. I hope you're happy. I hope I could make your day something. Again, thank you all very much for stopping by. Have a good night or day or whatever time it is for you. And we will see. Maybe one day I will give up my hyperfixation on looking at another weird SCC ACC person. But now is not the day. Have a good night, good day, good evening. Bye bye.